Danfo offers unparalleled, curated and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
For joining, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it, guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta. Well, I thought I had to sneeze, but you know, it's one of those sneezes that's lingering. That like I gotta sneeze, but I can't sneeze. Okay, there we go. I got it out. Again, please hit that like button. Make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Love y'all. Thank y'all for the support. You guys are so awesome. Love all of y'all and uh, all that good stuff. Let's see a couple of announcements. Please visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa. That's DANFO .Africa. We are rolling. Hey, we're going to Zanzibar next month. I cannot wait. We are headed to Zanzibar next month. I am looking forward to it. So we're going to Zanzibar. We are also going to Kenya as well right after that. And then in November, we're doing Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Sierra Leone. In January, we're doing Benin Republic. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo. That's DANFO .Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo. That's DANFO .Africa to learn more. Also, the documentary is streaming. Click on documentary. Again, please click on documentary. And I got to update something real quick. Well, I'll do that in a second. But click on documentary, yeah, and watch the documentary. Again, view the documentary. Y'all, here we go. This is it right here. I need to edit that banner. Oh, here we go. I can do it right here. Guys, give me a second. Let me edit this real quick because Cash App is no longer working. So we're gonna put the Zelle information right there. Okay. Miradinus at gmail.com. That's the Zelle. So that's what we're gonna put right there. Miradinus at gmail.com is the Zelle information. So yeah, they don't want me to be great. Cash App does it. There we go. Bam. Good to go. All right. So that's what's going on, y'all. Come and join us on a trip. Buy the documentary. I know you will love the documentary. And once again, man, I just appreciate all y'all, man. Thank you for the support over the years. It really means a lot. Y'all come on up in this chat room, man. Come on and join us in this live stream. AR Sheriff, shout out to you. Good evening, brother, and looking forward to the content. Thank you so much. Guys, the Asantehene, whose hand I have shook, I've actually got to shake his hand before. You know what I mean? And this is well, King is very European, so we wouldn't say king. I guess you could say the leader uh, of the Ashanti uh, people of Ghana. He came to the America and spoke at Howard University yesterday. So we're gonna watch the speech, and of course, you got a certain group of people who are upset that he was allowed at the FBA University of Howard to speak. So we'll talk about that too. Uh, no, Elvis. I put the link in the chat room, and I said, "Okay, y'all, I'm gonna wait some." And I waited. Nana, just say Nana. Okay, we'll say Nana. All right. And I waited, and then y'all, you guys took your time. And then literally when I ended the stream, our brother from the UK clicked on a link, and it was already in the stream. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. We'll be on a little bit longer, but I'm happy. I'm happy that the Asantehene came to Howard, and I'm happy that the diaspora, specifically Black Americans, got to see African royalty. Got to see that brother wrapped in his kente cloth with his gold on. It was just looking royal and regal. We need images like that. That's the images that we need. So I'm happy that he came. I didn't watch the whole entire speech. I caught clips of it, but I'm glad he came. And our people needed to see that level of just royalty. I don't know how else to say it. But let me find. Maybe I could find the time I shook his hand because he shook my hand one time. I've been to. It's called Aquasidai, and it's I believe uh, the third Sunday of every month in Ghana. It takes place in Ghana, and I went. Asante. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here's him shaking my hand. He shook my hand, y'all. He shook my hand. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. He shook my hand. He shook my hand, y'all. Yeah, so there were people, of course, they sold us into slavery, and why is he allowed to be at Howard, FBA University, and they sold us, of course, that group showed up, you know. Yeah, man, I shook his hand. I got to shake his hand. I got to shake his hand. Why not? You know. You know, oh, they sold us into slavery, and oh, why is he at the FBA University allowed to speak? Good. Let him go to all the FBA universities to speak in his drip. Let him go to all the FBA universities in his drip. Because people need to see that. But anyways, let's get to the speech.
University in Washington, D.C., to hear from Ghanaian monarch Otumfuo Osei Tutu.
Good evening.
Oh, and then they brought up the whole year of return, and you know, oh, they was hustling us at the year of return, and you know, just a bunch of other people just finding issues to complain. But we need to see this brother. There we go. Let's listen to the speech. Look at that. Look at that royalty.
Asante for kadra for bonia ya kadabio. Kadabio bonia. Asante for kadra for bonia ya kadabio. Kadabio media bonia ya nana dia waye. Asante baka wo waine. Kadabio bonia. Asante for kadra for bonia ya kadabio. Otumfuo ya bambe, Nana ya bambe, ya kwa, Oibo ya Oibo ya bambe. Osali kogunya gwaso, kwasa tinadwe kasangen. Osali kogunya gwaso, kwasa tinadwe kasangen. Otokoli kase, krobiane kasangen. Otokoli kase, krobiane kasangen. Mema krobia iri fia umane kotokungen. Mema krobia iri fia umane kotokungen. Asante chantrotmo champo nufungen. Asante sesiebo smantitien. Asante sesiebo smantitien. Robia santinage kasangen. Setu tuemi modi revisio. O persona di asumjene nkabombo asantimane gana menina. Binya sebi anko baby. Oh, binya sebi anko baby. Nagba bakana ne frampo dem referisi. Memo jabindo da ko yadungen. Memo jabindo da ko yadungen. Yadom na ne dia ko boje jonta tot mo champo nufungen. Oto sika sama na ji jakungen. Jakwe baba nkojon flowo. Jakwe baba nkojon flowo. Na flowe frampo dem refao. Na flowe frampo dem refao. Osadi fogu nyagwasingen. Osadi fogu nyagwasingen. Ogbasa tinade kasangen. Ogbasa tinade kasangen. Woku bejo to pleva dem refao nyagwasa jumla chemera. Yo.
On behalf of my dear wife and children, and on behalf of the chiefs and people of Asantehene, I bring you warm greetings. I'm deeply honored to stand before you at Howard University today, an institution whose history occupies a distinguished place in the intellectual, political, and social advancement of people of African descent. I express my sincere appreciation to the Executive Board of the Millennium Excellence Foundation, and to the leadership of Howard University for extending this invitation.
See, it's you, Kevin.
and for
It's you,
creating
Kevin.
this
Kevin, it's
opportunity for
you.
us.
Kevin, it's you, Kevin. There you go. See, it's you. It's you. Louis, I'm so happy you called in, Louis.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're doing
Louis, I got a bone to pick with you, Louis.
No problem.
How can you reduce? Look at your monarch. I mean, that's not the correct term, but look at your nana.
No.
Look at your leader.
No, the monarchy is perfect. What's wrong with that?
Okay. I thought it was more European, but okay. But look at your monarch, Louis.
Yep.
Why would you want to reduce him to a Hebrew?
He is a Hebrew.
He's not a Hebrew. Louis, stop it. Oh, Lord. Louis, stop it. Stop it, Louis.
He's a Hebrew.
He's not a Hebrew, Louis. Nowhere in the Ashanti history, nowhere does the Asantehene claim to be a Hebrew. Not at all.
Right. That's because many of our people do not understand.
Oh, Lord.
But that's another subject for another
So
time.
are you saying that Asantehene does not understand, Louis? Are you saying that on this show?
They know. They know.
They know.
No, listen, they've been informed. But what you have to remember is the present Asante form that we have is what we created when we came deeper into Africa. Okay, that's all we're saying. We were also in Egypt and in a place called Canaan that you call so-called Israel today. We are the people of the book. Okay, so what he's there to represent is our current culture, but we have a biblical culture that's gonna come back into play. That's why he represents Majesty, the King of Kings. That's why they call him that as a title in Ghana, King of Kings, because we do things through royalty. That's black people for you, bro. We were put here as the tribes of Israel.
Oh, Lord.
Tribes. Listen,
Why are you reducing the Ashanti culture to being a Hebrew? I don't get it.
Because God has a bigger plan than even the Ashanti. But the Ashanti is good enough for us now. So we take it all on board.
It has nothing to do with Israel. But go ahead, Louis. Let's get back on topic. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Go ahead.
I'm so happy that culture, black culture, undiluted black culture was brought to the Western world. You see, this is what those who hate blackness don't want to see. But this is what the Ashanti represent. Pure black culture, the most undiluted black culture that we got left. Unfortunately, the modern world has taken much of the world's old ancient culture. But we, the Ashanti, preserved it best as we can. And it is symbolized in the Asantehene, in the Ashanti culture. We're trying to preserve what we got of the old world, and that is an example of what we as black people have. So it's not about looking at the world through the white man's lens. We show the white man we still got our pride. We show in the black world, the world as a whole, we preserve blackness. And it is embodied in the Ashantis through this man and his other kingship that we practice every day. You went to the Akwesidia Festival, so on. He now in this world represents not just Ashanti, Africa, and the ancient world before the white man. Look at his beautiful garments he wears. Look at the simple crown on his head. That's the simple one. You know the big one, the big picture with the green one on it. He's got many of them.
Yeah,
that shows black artistry. The world without the white man, showing what beauty we see. Look at a beautiful cloth, like a peacock. You understand? This is what we present to the world, not to tell people we are better than anyone, but to say that we were able to preserve blackness, Africanness, the beauty of black. We try and show that in our culture, not to put people down, but to show that this is what we got before the white man. And black is beautiful. And what you see is beautiful. I wish you can understand what they're chanting. Because what they're singing is praises to him. And they're saying, there are those who look at us who are jealous, who wish they could be us or could be him, but they can't be him. Because the Ashanti represent that empire what they done in their contribution to the black world. And you can say whatever you want about the Ashanti, but right now we represent a reflection of the greatness of black. And it is worthy to be preserved, and it is the best preserved all around, infected by Islam and so on. The Ashantis were so good, other people fought to be part of the Ashanti. Okay? It's just that we were subdued like everybody else was through the barrel of the gun of the white man, but we still survived. And by the way, his ancestor was taken from the slave castle into slavery before the FBA come with their nonsense. Okay, so in the end, though his people participated in protecting their kingdom, they themselves ended up in slavery as well. So it's not as simple as we came and sold, they sold us. Nonsense is that. It's more complex than that. Okay, we had an African view, and then later on when we saw the world view, it was too late. We was also became victim, but we preserved what we got. That's what draws people to Ghana. Forget the Ghanaian government, we got a culture before the modern Ghanaian government. And what you've seen is the best of it. And we have enemies to this day who come on here, other shows, and put down the Ashanti, hate the Ashantis. People who live right next to us, who don't want to see Ashanti man in position of power. As a result, they don't vote for the Ashanti to be in power because they are scared that this power might come back. But this power represents our glory. So perhaps you should consider having an Ashanti, because then we've got records that we've got to look up to. But those people who do not have a strong background don't have a record to get back to. But we do. That's why we stand proud of the Ashantis, because you need a strong foundation of culture. And we've preserved that, and it is embodied in what this man does. Whether you like him or not, he represents black culture, whether you like it or not. Right now on the earth, that's the best preserved African culture. The others are cool, but this one, when he steps on the world stage, he stands before kings. And you know he's black. Ain't no mistake in that one. Ain't no white man in sight. Man, you don't even see a light-skinned brother, all due respect. Pure black. That's why I love the Ashanti. That's why I'm proud to be an Ashanti. But the Ashanti had a war for 100 years. And in that 100-year war, the family was split. And then to add fuel to fire, the white man turned up and made it even worse. So what you're seeing is a representation of an original family that was split up throughout the black world, throughout the world. So we are victims too. So it's not simple as, oh, you sold us. No. It is more complex than that. So we've got to stop letting people come on here and simplifying it. Oh, the Ashanti just turned up, started selling people. No, we were victims of slaves ourselves.
Lewis, Elvis is saying you're not Ashanti. He says you're a Chim.
Achim is from the Ashanti. Achim is, because we had a 100-year war, we split off different segments. So we speak the same language, everything. The Achim, the man himself standing there, his family members are Achim. You understand? So my dad, there's a man who spoke after this man spoke. His name is Otumfuo. He's the highest member of my dad's family. Yeah, if he saw me right now, the way he took his hand out, he shook your hand, he would be spitting me out from a father's mouth to pull me in. But I can't inherit from my dad. I inherit from my mom. And my mom has a similar thing that I couldn't ascend to, which is actual kinship. Slightly below the Asantehene, but I've got land and everything. I can go and claim that. Okay, so it's the same. Ashanti, Afanti, Achim, we're all the same. And Anado is Achim. And he that's his best friend. So it's the same family. So when this war went on for 100 years, you can imagine the repercussions that came of that, which is slave. When added to that, Europeans coming in, that's when the slave would just, it was like pouring gasoline on fire. So this is what people don't understand. That's why I'm glad the smart African-American people in the university invited him, because they know history. They know how important this man, and it's a perfect timing because we got the FBA running amok. This is what we need. And the king, a real king with a purpose, a new purpose to unite the black world. his roles have become more and more important as time has gone on. When we look at ourselves as black people, okay, what's our royalty? This is what you're looking at. Did you see the motorcade that came in that brought him into the Howard University?
Yes.
It looked like a scene out of the Coming to America. And he was assisted by the US police. Okay, he's a world diplomat. So when we talk, we shouldn't just talk loose. Too much people got freedom in Ghana talking loose about this man because they're jealous of the position that the Asante still find themselves in. Because when you look at history, we represented those who stood up against. The Zulus stood up against, but they've sold out. But this man still represents. Give me a few minutes, Dennis. I just got to turn my fire down on my cooker. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, no problem. Pass it to M. Go ahead, M.
All right, thank you, sir. I want to talk about the. Am I here? Can you hear me clearly?
I mean, you're in your car. I mean, it just sounds like you in your car. I mean, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna start off saying this right. I ain't dissing you for being like geeked out over like the royalties, the Ashanti royalty and whatnot. And you talked about how you shook his hand, but we don't know who this dude is. Like, he should have did a better job of like paying people like Roland Martin or yourself to let us know who he is. I mean, somebody in the media to give us an expose and break down some of his accomplishments and why he became an Asante king or whatever he is, a chieftain, and what has he achieved. Like, say for instance, we have the European heraldry. Heraldry. They got the coat of arms. Each symbol represents an accomplishment. Say you conquered somebody, say you did this, or say King James, he didn't put the Bible together, set up the United Kingdom, the 13 colonies. Like, what have the Ashanti done, or what has he done to deserve any type of respect from anybody other than just being born into some unknown family? The only Ashanti in the world that matters is on Murder Inc. with Ja Rule and Irv Gotti. That's the only Ashanti that matters in this world. Like, these people, we don't know nothing about the people they sold. It's a failed kingdom because colonialism prevailed Ashanti after the destruction of whatever this Wagadu Ashanti Empire is, or any of them other kingdoms who had to flee to Liberia to get protection from colonialism. So now all of them gonna pop up after Queen Elizabeth graciously granted you independence and called you Ghana.
Hey,
you want to go and dig up some Ashanti empire.
We called ourselves Ghana.
We don't know what you've done. Like, what have you done? Like, I listen to these people.
You're too stupid to read.
Hold on. I listen to these people, right?
To go to school. You don't.
I listen to these people on this platform brag about all of this failed slavery history, pre-colonial history, about all these slave traders that nobody cares about that lost the war.
Howard University cares about it to invite him. Howard University cares about it to invite him.
Hold on. We learn in American history. We learn about the colonial era. Why you jumping in? You just talked for like 10 minutes.
You ain't gonna
hold on. In American history,
hey, Louis, let him finish. Louis, let him finish.
In American history, we learn about the colonial era. We learn about the slave trade, and we learn about the antebellum era, which is like the antebellum South, like after the Louisiana Purchase, right? But we don't learn it from a perspective of as if it matters. These people, all of these people lost.
That's your problem.
The British lost. They was driven out of America. The Confederacy lost. We only worry about the winners. The failed kingdoms that y'all waste y'all time learning about doesn't matter because they wasn't able to prevent European colonialism.
Who was able
you
to
lost
prevent
the war.
European colonialism? Tell me who was able
happened.
to do that. Tell me
you didn't do nothing about it. So you are a failure. Why are we learning about a kingdom? At least tell us what. Hold on. Tell me what have the Ashanti accomplished during colonialism?
Empire.
During colonialism.
The biggest in the world, you stupid fool.
What did you do during the Berlin Conference? How did you stop King Leopold?
Get an answer. I'm not even going to answer you.
What did you do
my friend? You're not getting
to prevent French colonialism? What did the Ashanti do to stop colonialism?
The Ashanti fought them off for 100 years, fool. You
during colonialism.
You stupid.
Tell me about it.
They never fully settled in the Ashanti land. We kept them out the land. That's why they wasn't a coast. They didn't build
Ghana
those
is named after the British named Ghana, and also Ghana is part of the British
British
Commonwealth.
did not name Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah
It's part of the
named Ghana.
British Commonwealth. It's
Yeah,
part of the
it's
British
necessary.
Commonwealth.
Yes, we're part of the
So
British
what is
Commonwealth.
Ashanti? What good is you?
I think because we can trade. That's why we're the 6th biggest
You
gold
traded
trading
with the
company.
British.
We produce the
But yeah.
biggest gold in the
I just
world
wanted to
right
talk
now.
about the only Ashanti that matters in this world is Mer Inc. And that's
Yeah,
about
that's how
it.
stupid you are. That's how dumb you are, my friend. That's why he's been invited to bloody Howard University to speak at a black respected university. Not for FBAs, but for African Americans, not for dummies. Okay, he was invited to the World Cup to speak. He's invited to the UN to speak. He's everywhere.
Tell me about his accomplishments.
You don't get invited because you're too dumb.
Tell me about his accomplishment. What did he do?
I tell you what he do. If you ever walk into his kingdom, you put your head on a block and chop it off.
What did he accomplish?
He sacrifice you to the both.
All right, y'all. All right. No, we're not doing that. Guys, the views and opinions of Lewis is not the views and opinions of His Search for Huru. Go ahead, Miss Sisters.
Oh, I just had to unmute myself. It took me a second. You know what? I don't know a lot about the monarch here. I just have a question for those who do know. What do the regular people think of him?
We love him. We love him.
Okay.
We love him.
Okay. What does he? What? And why is that? What does he do for you all?
Because he represented the power that existed, that kept law and order in West Africa for a long time and kept the white man out of taking us, riding us over as black people. That's what he represents. If you're a black person, you should at least know about the Ashanti. According to British military experts, these people were the greatest fighters, even above the Zulus. You go and look it up, just type in the Segrenti Wars, and the British will tell you they had to put together, after they colonized the whole world, they conquered India. The one place they couldn't never conquer was this place called the Gold Coast, that they called Gold Coast, because all the gold coming out of it. They couldn't penetrate into the interior. So the best of the British soldiers, so Arthur Garnet, which they refer to as segregation, bastardization, when our people try to say his name, they wanted to know who they were fighting against. And they say Self Garnet Woolston. So Self Garnet Woolston, they say Segrente, it ended up being Segrente. And that was the last great. Well, you go on YouTube and just type it in. They need to make a feature film about it. Okay? You will hear and see what the ancient African man fought and how he fought to defend himself against the greatest military on earth and against the greatest advancement in technology in terms of weaponry. That weaponry took out the Red Indian, they hardly exist. Took out all our people in Australia, all other places, conquered India. They had to bring Indians, Burma, Sikhs. They brought in ex-slaves from the Caribbean, in terms of the Caribbean army. They brought so many people. They went to Lagos and recruited Nigerians. They were not Nigerians then, and brought them there just so they could fight the Ashantis. And even then, they still couldn't penetrate fully.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
We had one of the greatest. We had one of the greatest empires.
Lewis, let her finish.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think you're answering my question. You're providing me a summary of history in the past.
Well, that's what you asked.
Okay, what is he doing? Okay, maybe I wasn't clear.
Okay,
What
right now,
is he doing? Please let me finish. What is he doing now? Because I just did a little research about his position. He is primarily ceremonial. Is that correct? He does not have any influence over your government. So
yeah,
he is considered soft power. What is he doing for the average citizen in Ghana? That now, not in the past. What is he doing now to improve the quality of life of people today?
Very good. The Asantehene's role is similar to the King of England and all the other monarchies who have governments. It is reduced to mainly symbolic, But his one is very active. He's not allowed to get involved in politics, okay? But he brings development and investment to Ghana. Like as I was saying, in the last World Cup, the Soccer World Cup they had in the United States and Canada, he was one of the most important guests that they had there. Okay, he brings in a lot of investment. Okay, he owns the land of Asante. Okay, every gold that's mined from the Ashanti thing, he gets 10% of it. He's a very, very influential man. If he picks up his hand and he says this, and that, he can change the whole outlook of Ghana, the politics and everything else. But he doesn't get involved in that. He's a very disciplined, well-trained man. Okay, he brings mainly investment and development to Ghana, and he brings diplomats. Right? They often see him as the most powerful. He is the most powerful president in Ghana because you can't vote him out. Okay, he solves a lot of conflicts in certain parts of Ghana where the people were originally under the Ashanti because they respect him. He's also a diplomat. He goes around the world, constantly being invited to solve issues in Africa more and more. Okay, and when they when the world want to speak to somebody else about the president, he's the man they go to. It's because of him, and primarily because of him, why Ghana is still stable today, because there's powers beyond the politics. And we see the old representative of the old empire as being the last bastion that's going to hold society together. Even Rawlings couldn't even contain the Asantehene. But it is a good example to the leaders we got today, the presidents today, that if they don't do right, this is an example of people who done right. Okay, so he brings investment mainly to Ghana and to the Ashanti Kingdom. We want him to do more, okay, but he has a role he's got to play. He can't step above that because we're in a democracy and he's more or less symbolic. And what a better way to have, what president could have brought that sort of attention to Ghana than this man? As the African American brother said before the lecture came, he represents old Africa that still has power today.
Okay, Dinus, I'm going to yield and let someone else talk, but I might have some follow-up questions. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Ball is live. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Shout out to Tamara Lynn for the 10 jewels. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, the Asantehene pretty much, this isn't like out of normal for him. He usually goes around the UK, America, like he's very acquainted with the Western world, you know, out of the traditional rulers. And for people that don't really understand like why like people such as him is important, is sort of because like they represent like African sovereignty before colonialism, you know, even though that's not the way that we do things now. But it's like it's sort of like he means more than just being like a political tool. Like he's basically doing what he can do under a democracy, right? Because you know, obviously after colonialism and after independence, you know, he doesn't have, you know, the same power that he did, you know, prior, where, you know, he was a king. And you know, honestly, I really don't think that Africa should go back to that because you know, I mean, you don't want, first of all, people to inherit power through, you know, bloodlines, and then at the same time, also don't want somebody to, you know, just have power simply because they were born into it. That could obviously go very wrong. You know, I mean, democracy's always, you know, it's already failing as is. So imagine going back to, you know, monarchies. But I think the thing that people aren't understanding is that he's more so like a symbolic culture, like he's a symbolic cultural representation of African sovereignty rather than political. Like as much as we understand like that we should never go back to, you know, being under kingdoms and chiefdoms, you know, because that could probably go very wrong. We also understand that this person has a importance to us from the pre-colonial period into now. So that's why, you know, he's honored and stuff like that. Because I've seen a lot of people were like wondering what's the relevance if, you know, he doesn't have any political power as a king. So
his power is exercised through influence. Very, very powerful. It's like asking the King of England. I like what you said, brother. What power does the King of England have? He has a lot of power. And then the Asantehene is no different. Nkrumah had to play a very careful game because the Ashantis were invited in to be part of Ghana. And then Nkrumah, knowing that it wouldn't work, because originally Ghana did not actually include the Ashantis, because the Ashantis thought, as soon as the British left, we're getting our power back. That's how it was. But the Asantehene was who had been to study in England, was returning back to take his throne, and he knew Nkrumah, because Nkrumah became the secretary of the Gold Coast movement. The Gold Coast movement represented get the people along the Cape Coast Castle and a few cocoa growing areas who were loyal to the British. But when Nkrumah became secretary of the Gold Coast movement, it was like, you can't have a country without the Ashantis. They're the most powerful. So he went over there, reached out to the Asantehene, and Asantehene was down with it, and his people were down with it. Some people still had their reservations, but Nkrumah was able to do his magic and get everybody to understand the rules. So the Ashanti agreed to be a part of Ghana. That's why sometimes if I come on here and someone annoys me and all that, I say, listen, we agree to be part of Ghana, we can pull out of Ghana.
And you know what? It even just reminded me too that it's also very important that the Asantehene keeps his line and his position going throughout the generations, right? Because as you know, European powers during colonialism took a lot of stuff. Like they have 90 to 95% of our artifacts, So it's very important for the Asantehene to keep this kingdom and this kingship going, so that way when it's time for like restitution and the return of like artifacts and things that meant stuff to our forefathers, right, that there is somebody that they can coordinate with, right? Because for example, in the Tanzanian government, there's a whole bunch of remains of people and artifacts that were taken during colonialism. They weren't even artifacts during the time they were taken, they were actually belongings, but they're labeled as artifacts now in museums, right? So
Hey, let me ask you a
because
question.
No, you
what,
can't.
me a question?
Yeah. Let me
Okay,
ask you a
what?
question.
Mm-hmm.
What artifacts did the Ashantis take from the Black Americans?
Oh man, shut up, bro.
I don't think there was any black.
What artifacts? Hold on. What artifacts did our ancestors leave behind?
Now that you say that, isn't there black Americans that are of Ashanti descent?
Well, you got to ask the British.
But isn't there black Americans that are of Ashanti descent?
Listen. The artifacts. According to what Dynas teaches about us coming from,
Harriet Tubman's of Ashanti descent,
according to the host, his philosophy is our people came from Africa. So where is our artifacts?
Yeah, but you're Red Indian.
Well, hold on.
We didn't come here with no artifacts. Y'all kept our artifacts.
You're Red Indian. I'm going
off what the host is teaching. The host teaches us that we are from Africa.
You're FBA.
So where are our artifacts?
You're FBA, bro.
I'm talking about what the host teaches. Dynas, do you not teach that our ancestors are from Africa?
No, we're talking about you, not Dynas.
Correct.
Therefore, our ancestors had something. Where is it?
You're Red Indian.
You talking about what the British got of yours? What do you got of ours?
What do you mean we have it? We got nothing of yours.
What do you got of ours? What did you steal from our ancestors?
We have nothing of yours.
So we had nothing.
When would this theft have taken place from your ancestors exactly?
Yeah, you're Red
Indian. According to our great honorable host,
you don't come from Africa.
You do understand you share ancestors with us as well, right?
No. Comes from Africa, bro. This is what Dynas has been teaching us for over 15 years.
You said you're Red Indian.
So therefore, our ancestors have been robbed of artifacts.
But hold on.
Where are they?
To ask Dynas, infamous question: are you of African descent or are you an Indian?
I'm going off what Dynas teaches. This is his platform.
Yeah, so are you an Indian or are you an African?
Dynas teaches us this.
Because he's asked you this 100 times.
I'm not.
I'm not. I asked the question. So figure it out. I asked the question. Figure it out.
Dynas, I think you need to move on to the other guest. We got the
other guest. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, damn, I was muted. Yeah, man. What I just want to know exactly what is the what's it called? The Asantehene?
Yep.
What is that exactly?
I'll explain.
That means he's the king of the Ashanti.
I'll explain quickly. We use the word chief a lot nowadays. You have to remember that before the white man
I thought that was like the name of a ceremony or something. So it just means he the king.
The Hene means king. We use the word Hene to represent those people you see as the small chief, big chief. There was no chief. It was just Hene. When the British took over, because they had a king and a queen, they didn't want anybody under them to be known as king. So they reduced the king, the Hene, only to the top 4 kings in Ghana, and then reduced the others to chieftaincy, which we accepted for a while. But we, the regular Ghanaian Africans now, we begin to take on that chieftain thing. No, it's a Hene. The Asante king. That's what it is. The Hene means king.
But what is he doing over here, though?
He was invited by Howard University to make an address.
Yeah. So, Howard full of all them little boule coons and.
Well, we could say the boule coons, but it's our leaders and so on. They've our Masons, and that's how it seems to be the people at the top, how they run it. It works for us. We're able to communicate the main things that we have leadership in the black world, and we've got it, both modern and traditional.
Yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. They don't like they're supposed to be over here, man. They don't like they're supposed to be over here. I'm like, there ain't no point in being over here. He ain't got no power in Ghana. You can't do nothing over here, especially.
He's got power in Ghana. You must be joking. He's probably he's more influential than the president. Trust me.
Yeah, he has like cultural and influential power. You know what I mean? It's almost like Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like that.
It's not like even bigger, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like
he is. He's just like the King of England.
He don't got that type of power, man.
Yeah. Who told you that? He run an empire. Brother, go and read up on the Ashanti.
Man, I done heard plenty about Asante, but like what Bud said, man, the only Asante that's not over here, she fine.
Okay, but he has a lot of power.
So it's like I hear you keep saying like he the representation of black, but he ain't got nothing to do with black people. He's representing Ghana. King. He's representing Africa. He's not representing no black people. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
You do know Harriet Tubman is from the kingdom that he rules, right?
That was a lie.
That's facts.
Man, how would an African know how to get around on foot like, man? Come on, man. Y'all believe anything you
like her
say.
grandmother, hold on. Her grandmother was brought here as a slave.
Man, there is no proof on none of that, man.
No, I can give you her name too. Hold on, let me go find it.
Bro, hold on, Chris. Are you saying Harriet Tubman is an Indian?
Man, she is definitely. Who else would know how to navigate around?
I'm asking the question. Are you saying Harriet Tubman was an Indian?
She was indigenous.
Oh Lord.
Oh God, we
I don't know why y'all really think everybody. How would some Africans be able to take over swamps and like?
Hold on. 1 second. Miss Sisters, are you there? Miss Sisters, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you being an educator? If one of your students would have told you that Harriet Tubman was indigenous to America, what would you say?
I've never heard or read about that, but I can't say it's not true. I've just never come across that in my
school is where you get indoctrinated with all the lies.
So here it says that Harriet Tubman's maternal grandmother was named Majesty, right? And she arrived in Maryland from a slave ship in the 18th century.
Of course,
and Harriet literally has a quote talking that she calls herself Ashanti, literally.
Man, come on.
No, man. Like you can look this up. If you think I'm bluffing, look it up.
I ain't gonna look up no lies, man.
Bro, you see, because you know I'm right.
Bro, you was not right.
Brother, listen to me.
I believe in it, but I know that's not right.
Listen to me, brother.
Why are they attaching themselves to our historical icons?
That's what I'm saying. That sounds ridiculous, man.
Because your historical icon looks exactly like an Ashanti woman selling porridge in a bloody Kumasi market. That's why.
What about Phyllis Wheatley? Tell me about Phyllis Wheatley.
Who the hell is he? We're talking about the Asantehene.
You also know Phyllis Wheatley from West Africa as well.
The first poet, and look it up when she was with the Countess. I forget the Countess' name. She had a speech separating herself from Africans. So she separated the people in America from the African struggle.
Let me go fact check.
Phyllis Wheatley was born in Africa. Phyllis Wheatley was born in Africa.
She wasn't born in Africa. She was born in America. She had a man.
They say that about everybody.
I wish you somebody. The guy's finna fact check. He's finna fact check this. They try to say she's African, but when she made her speech and fact check, yeah.
Honestly, you.
So, what do you want me to ask? Where is Phyllis Wheatley from?
No, ask her about her famous speech with the Countess from London, in which she separated herself from the plight of Africans.
But
She didn't call herself an African.
But she was born in Africa.
She wasn't born in Africa.
Okay, prove it.
No, she was.
Prove it, Chris.
She was born into slavery.
All right, check this out. This for the dude that stay in Britain. You have you been to the British Museum out there?
And me? Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to the British Museum. I drive past.
Have you seen the American exhibit that you got to reserve like 3 days in advance?
Sometimes, busy seasons you can be waiting for a long time.
Have you been in there though? Have you been in that part?
Yeah, I drive a tour bus past it.
So you actually seen the real emblem of America?
What she said, or
have you seen the real emblem of America?
It does. I know I haven't. America is going to come lately, so British Museum.
No, see, in the British Museum, they got an American exhibit that you got to book at least 3 days in advance to see all the stuff they had from America, all the from colonial times.
Chris, have you been, Chris? And do you have a passport?
I haven't been to Britain. No, no, sir.
Chris,
but I know what to look for when I do go.
Chris, do you have a passport?
No, I don't have a passport.
Okay,
they're not black people.
Okay, Chris. All right, we got.
So I can read it.
I got to pass them. I got it. Chris, we got to move on. Go ahead, Kidola.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. I'll be here in a short time. Dennis, it's a pity that some of these people that come over here to your show, they're from the FBA descendants. I don't know what kind of school they went to, if they even educated themselves. At the Murphy, have destroyed some of their mind with 48-hour movies and coming to America. Some of these movies that they're watching, if people speak in an open place with other people, until you will be chased away with a cane and flog and open the door and push people out. You people try to spin history into things that actually never really existed. It's a pity. Even I'm sorry for the lady who will try to play also some kind of a game also. I think she's far more educated also in this kind of thing also, but she's playing for this gallery also. Ashanti is far more powerful in his community called the Ashanti land in Kumasi. If you attack Kumasi, this man will descend on his own soldiers on you. That's how powerful he is.
How did they get colonized?
Hold on, man. Hey, please. I don't want to deal with low life like you, man.
Man, you ain't talking about nothing.
There's no voice in the hood.
Say that in my face.
You wish
it's a shame. You people come out here and disgrace yourself. We think America have far more better education. But see, you people don't learn nothing.
You learn everything you know from white
people. Don't learn nothing.
You don't know no real history.
You talk about British Museum. You talk about British Museum. You never even be there. But how do you know what is there?
Yep.
Because I do research. Because I do research. I do my research.
Nigeria.
Ashanti man is a king. It's a powerful king. And the subject of the Ashanti people, he's the head. He owns nearly everything there. To talk, he have to be ruled also by, in that kingdom, they also have their own democratic power, also share power. They come around and solve problems together, and that's how they operate in that society. That's just the way
they get sent to USA.
Hold on, man. I don't want to. You are disgraced. You see, when I come here sometime, if you put the face of Black American, it will be a shame to even associate with people saying you people even Black race. I've seen far more well-educated Black Americans.
No, you're not.
You guys that stay in corners can't even calculate 2 plus 2 into something. Where once, when you people come out here and spend the really king is Avdati. What a Jeru. Disgrace. Disgrace.
I'm just saying, have y'all seen the emblem of America?
Man, if you're smoking weed, if
the emblem of America and the emblem of Africa.
I'll search it
Man,
up. I don't think
you
Africa has
come to
one
these
emblem
shows.
though.
They got
You know,
they
you
got one. They got
Yeah, it
one for
sounds
all
ridiculous,
the
but
continents. The
you
allegories of the
come to these
continents
shows.
and the
You
emblems
come
of
to
all
these
the
shows to
continents.
open your mouth, and you become like a disgrace.
They show the
Big
representation of the
disgrace.
people before the out of Africa theory was created.
Hey,
No, you
Chris,
disgrace people. You supposed to disgrace yourself.
Chris, them people ain't true, Chris. They're not you. All right, let me
No,
pass the
you
mic
put
to Warden.
disgrace. You put disgracing things that.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Warden. Go ahead,
Man,
Warden.
thank you, Dennis. I'm leaving this
You're
show, man.
welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, go ahead, Warden.
Nigga, Buddhist
Hold on,
I
Kingston.
think that some of our people live in denial that we still don't have any royal kingdoms or anything of the sort in America. So that's why they have to get so in their feelings about not having such a thing here,
That shit
even
ain't
though
royal.
you're not royal. So it's like most of the people that, well, mostly Black Americans, they feel some type of way. They want to throw shade and all this other stuff. Yeah, many African countries or many African tribes still have their kings. Some still have matriarchy, and it shows that they still have some sorts of structure in their societies.
Yeah.
So things just points to show that yeah, I think more in African tribes that we need to start going back to that more community based type of
Mhm.
style instead of more the individual base that we live in now. But
It's
that's
killing us.
what I stop up.
Individuality is killing us. But that is, if I can just say, the symbol of the Ashanti is the porcupine. That's a symbol. Okay. The golden stool of the Ashanti is something that the British went out of the way to come and take. They fought a particular war to take the Ashanti throne, but it was taken into the bush by Yah Asantewa, and the British never got a hold of it. But the Ashanti were very smart. They made a fake one out of copper and painted it with gold paint. How they done it? The ingenuity of the Ashantis. They painted it gold paint. They gave it to this British general. He put it on a ship, sailed it back to Europe. When he got into the British Sea, and the seawater started corroding, and then the copper started showing through. He was a fortune of war. He was thinking that he's going to go back to Britain and be rich. By the time he got to Britain, he saw that he had been fooled by these black Africans. Okay? And the
All right,
man got vexed. He got back home and he got nothing. And we still got the Ashanti stew, the golden stew. It comes out every year, every 10 years, sorry. The golden stew of Ashanti. Because the golden stew of Ashanti exists, Ashanti kingdom never dies.
All right, go ahead. Hello.
Hi, Dynast.
Hello.
And hello, everyone else.
Hello.
I'm not here to satisfy any one of your curiosities about Africa, the ancient people with pride and vigor, walking tall with our heads held high up above the sky. It doesn't matter what you think, what you say, we destroy the culture or the fabric of Africa. If you feel you have a lineage with Africa and you want to know about it, come down from your very high horse that could destroy you and learn humbly. If you do not know, don't come out ignorantly, disgracing yourself and opening your illiterate mouth to talk trash about something you know nothing about. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? Who are you? Do you know who you are? Question mark. If you do not know who you are confused. You need to go back and ask yourself who you are, not about who I'm following, what group I'm trying to form. Individually, you need to know who you are before you can talk about Africa. If you don't know who you are, you have no damn right to talk about Africa, because Africa is bigger than yourself. If you don't want to be part of
Yes.
Africa,
Amen.
delineate. I support you 200%. You don't need to keep ringing that in my busy, peaceful, happy ears. I don't care. If you want to go, go.
Whoa.
But if you go, never come back, because that road is going to be total, complete, forever separation, and the history is on the social media. It does not forget and will never forgive. If you want to go, go with your heads held high up without shame. Whatever happens to you there, good luck to you. Whatever happens to Africa, it's none of your concern. Africans do not care. Since you don't want to respect yourselves, it's not about war. This is not war. It's about Africa want to rediscover themselves. They are not perfect, but they're trying to put their things together and see how they can survive. You're not going to be the ships that will come treacherously to destroy us. You come as if you're an African, but you're actually a snake. You want to actually destroy Africa. If you want to be an African, I'm not saying you should prove it. Be yourself. We will embrace you. We would love you. I found a Dynast website, YouTube programs from the way he was ordained in Africa as one of us. And we love him for that. And we accept Dynast and we respect him. We love him. It has nothing to do with being American or anything. He's a good human being with a soul. So if you don't have that soul, you want to fly away like butterfly, be confused, go, no problem. I'm not one of those Africans that is saying do not go. Sometimes I feel baffled when people will come online to say we want to delineate, but the Africans have problems with it. We don't.
You don't.
If you want to do something, do it. Please just do it. Stop singing about it's like you want to build a house, you keep going around. Oh, I want to build a house. I want to build a house. I want to build a house. Give me space, give me land. Build your house. Guard your house. Move on. You said we are different people. We don't look alike. We are ugly. We are that. Yes, that's true. We are ugly. But we know that we are beautiful people for ourselves. You don't want to know us. We don't want to know you.
End of.
And then about this our honorable man in America, I will bow down before him. After Christ, I will bow down in front of him. I will lick his feet. I will wash his feet with diamonds and everything I can lay my hands on. And I would be there. If he says I should be there for 100 days, I will stay there lying down on his feet because it is our culture. Our cultures have never died, regardless of civilization, regardless of what's this kind of political whatever the democracy,
Dispensation.
democracy. Yeah, we
Demo-
Africans don't practice democracy. We don't believe in democracy. Everyone come as CIA selling democracy to us. We do
That's
not
it.
believe in democracy. We are cultural people first. Don't
Yep.
forget that.
That's
Whatever
why
we are
we
doing
don't
as
put labels.
politics is just what we are showing to the world. But we are tribal cultural people. So
People.
this man, apart from the supreme God, Chukwu Okike Abiyama, that we know about, he is next to his
Yep.
people. And we love him. I'm from Nigeria, but I can go extra miles for him as
Yep.
the
And
supreme person, supreme
yeah,
being chosen.
yeah. He's
So
a
you
good
do not
friend
have
of the
right to
Obama.
talk down on him. I respect him more than any other monarch on this planet because he's of Africa, okay? And I love Africa. I will die for Africa. And people say, oh, Nigerians want to claim to be America, wherever they go, they say they're Americans. I do not form my accent. My
From
accent is
America.
bloody African, and I'm proud of
Yep.
that. That's what makes me beautiful and unique. It
Yep.
makes me stand out tall everywhere I go. I'm Nigerian, and I'm
Yep.
of Igbo tribe, if you want to
Yep.
know. We are
Yep.
proud people. Because let me not speak anymore, but let
Yep.
no one of these people who think they want to delineate think they have the audacity to speak about a supreme man. You do not. You can't even wash his clothes, not to talk of his slippers. You
Yep.
cannot. It's not about money.
Yep.
You do not know about African
He
culture. Do not
represents the
open your mouth
people.
because you're disgracing yourself. You do not know. Go make
Yeah.
your research before you talk. It's illiteracy. An
Yeah.
illiterate person it doesn't mean you should be ignorant of
Mm-hmm.
being illiterate. Whatever you say on the social media will remain there. It's never going to be wiped away. Imagine 10 years to come and they hear someone spewing unintelligent conversations that doesn't make sense. You're talking about a group of people across the ocean that you've never been. And you're asking them to give you land because you said they sold you. You keep saying give you land in Africa, like as if it's your property. You do not deserve any single, even a strand of animal hair from
Okay. Let me
Africa.
ask you this.
You're never gonna get a land.
Let me
I
ask you
will
this
make
though.
sure of that. Hear me
Let me
again.
ask you
I
this
will
though.
make sure you don't get nothing from Africa. We don't want to see someone
Let,
like you, especially you. Do not come to Africa. You're not welcomed. Okay.
okay. Let me ask you this though.
Don't
I
talk
asked
to
the other
me.
guy a question.
Thank you.
No,
Right?
she don't want to answer your question.
Now, if the teachings of Dynas is true, that our people came from Africa, did we have anything? Did y'all take any of our artifacts, or did we leave
You're
anything
not
behind?
What do
African.
we
You're
have
not
to take
African.
something
You're
from you for,
FBA.
man?
Go away. You're FBA. Go
If
away.
we was taken, you think we didn't have anything?
No
We was
one
walking
took
around
But
you.
what
naked.
are you trying to say?
You are
Why would we
Indian man.
be the ones
You
that
are
took it?
Indian man. No one took you. You are
Yeah.
Indian. You're not
Did
African.
we bring it with us?
You're Red Indian. You're Red
Did
Indian,
we
bro.
take it? I'm going off the philosophy of this channel
No,
that
you're Red Indian.
we
You're Red
are
You
from
Indian,
said
bro.
you're
Africa.
Well,
FBA. You
so
said
what?
you're
Where do you think your
FBA.
ancestors are from, man?
You said you're
I mean,
FBA. You're not African. So go.
I'm not
Well,
gonna keep
let's
mentioning
not.
Dynas, but
Dynast
according
is
to
uneducated, right?
Professor
You're the
Smalls,
most educated person here. Where's your
Professor
ancestors from?
Smalls, according
Oh,
to
now you're
Professor
quoting
Smalls,
Professor Smalls now?
according to Dynas, according to John
And
Henry
you're a
Clark,
scholar, right?
we
You're a
are
scholar,
we
right?
are from West Africa. So therefore,
You're a scholar,
what did
right?
y'all take
You're a
from us?
Moorish scholar, Hebrew Israelite scholar, right? Where are you from? Where are
Ghanaians
your
are
ancestors
our
from?
brothers by
I never
blood.
said I was none of
We
that. What
are
you talking
one
about?
people. The
But
whole
I'm
of
saying, where are
What you
your
Africa
talking about?
ancestors from,
are
though?
one people. You cannot divide us.
I just told you this is West Africa. What are you talking about?
But I thought you said you weren't a dirty African,
I
though.
would like to ask Hello a
Who said
question
something
if
about dirty
she's
Africa? What are you
still
talking about?
here.
Didn't you say you're not us?
Hello,
You
is
talking
she
about
still on?
now? When I mentioned perhaps possible resources that were
Hello,
taken from us, now all of a sudden I'm not African no more.
I
You
would
ain't
like
getting no
to
resources,
come
my friend.
close. Is
So I'm
Hello
confused.
still available? Hello, can I ask you a question?
Whoa.
Hello, are you
Anyways, I'm
still?
out of here. Thank you, Dynast. Bye
You
bye.
talking to me?
Hello, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Uh, did she leave?
I think she's gone.
Oh, okay.
So I'm confused. Is Emma African now?
Hello. Can Miss Sisters answer your question? Hello.
I think she's
Yeah.
gone.
I said hello, not Baller's Life. I said hello. Hello. Can Miss Sisters ask you a question? Hello. Okay, I guess she's gone. All right, go ahead, Econ.
Yeah, hello, my people. Respect to you, Dynas.
Respect, man.
The Asantehene is my king.
Mm-hmm.
He is my king, and I'm from the diaspora, but he is my king. I have other African kings, but I don't have no European king. But he is the ultimate king to me. He is my king. So all the highest respect to the Asantehene.
Yeah.
You hear that?
He's gonna be coming to Jamaica soon. He's gonna come to Jamaica soon.
Yeah. And I follow him. He was in Barbados, and I
Yes,
listen
yes.
his lecture.
Yep.
He's a very educated man.
Yep.
Here, he's not no his power is like 15 million people strong. That's who is. I mean, the Ashanti people. They're like 15 million people, right?
Well, at the moment in Ghana, a little bit more than that. But don't forget, we go into Ivory Coast as well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to tell to some people. Like, you know what it is to rule 20 million people? Come on, y'all need to pay the man respect.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
it.
back.
That's it.
I'm back, Dynas.
Hey, Dynas,
I
I
wasn't here
found it.
Well, hold
before.
on. Let Miss Sisters ask her. Go ahead, Miss
I
Sisters,
wasn't
ask your
here
question.
before. I didn't want to be disrespectful. I had to
Well,
come back.
hello. Let Miss Sisters ask you her question. Go ahead, Miss Sisters.
Hello, I'm so glad you came forward to speak your piece. I just have a question about something that you said. You know, are you not supportive of a democratic form of government? Did I understand that correctly?
It depends, because Africa is diverse, and the way we govern ourselves thousands of years ago had been recorded that some of our ideas were stolen and modernized to what is called democracy now. I'm from the Igbo tribe, and we are Republican by nature. So it depends on the part of the countries you're talking about in Africa that would determine that. I actually had logged out when you were talking to me. I wasn't in the panel. I had logged out, but because I didn't want to be disrespectful, I had to come back to answer your question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for returning. And just to let you know, the the concept of a monarch is very foreign, especially to Americans and even Black Americans, because as you're probably aware, we fought, the American Revolution was one in which we fought to remove ourselves from the monarchy. And so that's where the skepticism is coming from. It's the questions that some of us are asking, it's not to be respectful, it's just not a part of our American culture to recognize a monarch. And that is just something that we as Americans don't do. But thank you for
My
returning.
my
Can
my
I
I have to push back. I disagree. When that
can I
There,
respond?
I'm
we have
talking.
a
No,
monarch.
no, I disagree because what's her name? Merkel, the mixed girl that's the queen or the
Meghan
princess.
Markle, yeah. They were going mad
I
for her,
swear the
you know.
way black folks was, oh my
Yep.
God,
Oh, yeah.
oh,
All
oh,
said,
the
yep,
princess and Prince
yep,
Harry and Merkel. Oh
yep.
my God.
Is that
See,
Dinah's?
so I disagree. I completely disagree on that.
Yeah.
Can I
We'll
say
have to.
something about that, Maya? Since you I came back to have a conversation with you, if I'm allowed.
No,
Yes,
no,
you
but hello, but one second, but Mrs. Does that make sense? I swear to God, the way black folks, oh my God, Prince Harry and Miss Merkel and Merkel, oh my God.
White Zaddy. White Zaddy worship.
So I think
Black
the issue is black people have an issue with African
people.
Yep.
Yeah.
traditional African leadership because when it comes to this European market monarchy, oh black folks here in America get a hard on. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
I
true.
sat here and watched it. In fact,
Come on, man.
I'll give you another example.
I
This
just don't
is
follow them. Maybe it's just my
It wasn't
personal.
us crying and rolling all over the floor
Can
when the
oh
I
queen
Lord,
died.
black folks, these sisters and black folks
can I
over Meghan
respond?
Markle, they was just, oh my
That's
God,
because they thought she
oh,
was
what
black.
are we next?
Can I
Oh.
respond,
No, because
please?
they want a white Zaddy.
Oh, let's hear from
Dinah.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Okay.
hello, go ahead, hello.
So what I want to say is
Ernest,
that
what if it was a Ashanti
Hold on,
prince?
hello, trying to talk. Go ahead, hello.
regardless of what happened in Africa, colonization, slavery, Africa never lost its or their
Tradition.
histories. And that's why people may say they're conquered, but they are not, their lands are not taken over like Australia and some other
Yep.
places, that the
Yep.
people that are indigenous are completely wiped
We
out
killed that.
and replaced. People say we didn't fight, but we did our best and we're
Sure.
still standing. Africa is not perfect, but the fabric of Africa still
It's
remains
still
African. If you want to know about African cultures and
True
what
that.
makes us Africans, you need to come down from your high horse, have an open mind and dialogue, and go read. Find out more about Africa. Africa is not the same continent as America. I respect America as they have their own cultures. I will not dare question what Americans want for themselves. But let no man, whosoever born of woman, to
there. Hmm.
stand and dare anything Africa want to be.
Yep.
Africa should be what they have always been. I believe that Africa can modernize their cultures, but there are
Hey,
things,
Dynas, I
you
found what I
know,
was looking
that are
for.
fabric
Let her
about.
finish.
Don't interrupt me, please, because show some respect. Me, I'm not here to come and throw jabs with you. You will not win. You will not win. So, Africa is Africa and will continue to be Africa, whether you mingle with Africa or not. Africa is governed by cultures,
Yep.
depending on the regions. We are ethnic people, and it's never going to be wiped out. It's never going to change. We can find a way to make to bring success for our people. It may not be democracy. We don't have to copy American way of governing. We may not copy the European way. We can do it African way and Africanize our ways. It doesn't
Do y'all
mean
still wear the powder wigs in the courtrooms and all that?
just like your mama wore it when before he was transported to America.
Oh
If you dare
God!
ask me silly questions, man, you're
Whoa!
gonna get my fingers in your
Oh,
eyes. I have not.
whoa!
Don't forget my blood
Excuse
runs
me.
in you. Don't forget I gave birth to you. So whatever you have, I have double. So please don't go there. Thank you.
But
Man,
I
I
was
get
just, I
it.
was just, that was a serious question.
New person,
Hey, yeah. Hey,
new
look up.
person.
Hey, Dennis, look up a letter from Phyllis Wheatley to the Countess of Huntington.
The argument is, was she born in West Africa? Yes or no?
Look that up. It's a letter she sent to the
Was she
Countess.
born in West Africa? Yes or no?
I'm going now.
Look
Thank
up
you.
that
Okay, thank you.
letter she sent.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot for
To the
coming back
Countess of
up.
Huntington.
Can you yield for a
Was she
second
born in
while I
West
Look that letter
Africa?
up.
Was she born in West Africa?
Go ahead, Miss Sisters.
They never say it. She say her.
Come on. Can you just be quiet for just 2 seconds, please?
My sisters, bye bye.
Hello, thank you for coming back up. But
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't know if this is something that you can answer because Ghana has a constitution. So is that not governed by democratic laws? That's
It depends. It depends. Ghana, like I've said to you, Africa hasn't lost its values regardless of what is imposed on them. They're trying to make it their ways, like Burkina Faso is doing. So what makes Ghana, the ingredients and fabrics of Ghana still remains, regardless of what America or whoever brought there. The democracy they are practicing in the eyes of the world, it's foreign democracy, but we have our own ways, and that is it.
We've
It's
got
not
the
going to
House of
change.
Chiefs.
Not in million years. It will never change. It will
Yeah.
never change. So you need
We
to
have
you need to follow diners to visit. Until your food touches Africa, you will not understand. I don't know how to explain it, but Africa is unique. You need to come there.
Yeah.
When you get there, you will understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The
All right,
Asantehene
let me pass the mic. Let me pass the mic to Shaw. Go ahead, Shaw.
I'll get to say something
Okay,
quickly.
so I just Googled Phyllis Wheatley was born in either Senegal or Gambia, and looks like 1753 was the time she was either born or came to the United States. So there you go with that, and that's interesting. I never knew that about her. Okay, whole ethnic groups have been wiped out. There's a few Toma left in Guinea, Conakry, Guinea. I don't know. It was only 100, and that was maybe 30 years ago. There were only 100 of them left. Whole ethnic groups were taken during the slave trafficking, as far as that's concerned. And then you have my sister, and you know what? I'm not making this personal. This is just a personal pet peeve of mine. This is a not even of mine, but of people who are like myself, who want African culture to be strong and to grow, advance, and advance from where we left off at our high point. But with that being said, because of the Abrahamic religions, we have the destruction of African civilization. If you're talking about, how whoever is first is Jesus and not Okomfenochi or not the Chukwe or Chukwu, whatever the Igbo God is, and you talk
Chuku.
about Jesus Chukwu, and you telling us that Jesus comes first, that's a level of or a sign of the destruction of the culture of African people to be telling me about Jesus and not their own God.
No.
And I'm not knocking you because you practice Christianity, but what I'm saying is that we are in a dire situation when it comes to culture and the destruction of our civilization and the division that is being created by these Abrahamic religions. Asantehene, as far as that king is concerned, he's more powerful than most monarchs. Somebody's talking underneath. Can I finish?
Sorry.
I'm gonna try to end really quickly. I hear you in the background. I'm gonna try to land with this here. Is that they're figureheads compared to what they used to be. More symbolic. They have some power, and some of the monarchs have more power than many of the other monarchs. But
we've been captured by the Western world, and we're trying to recapture ourselves and take our minerals back. And I think if we unite, and if we're African first, not Christian or Muslim or I hate to even say Akan or Igbo, that if we're African first and we hold that in our as a priority in how we identify politically, that we can use that as energy and camaraderie and unity to come together with a military and economy and one political force, one economic force, and unite with the diaspora as well, because that would be a big, huge help.
Well,
But everybody's got to be on code. Everybody's got to be on the same,
that's why
page.
we don't
And
need
I'll
the
land right there.
Yeah, we don't need
Let's pass
the
the mic to M. Go ahead, M. You got 30 seconds, M. Now pass the mic to Prince P.
Okay, in this letter to the Countess of Huntington, she's the one. Hold on. You say I got 30 seconds. You say I got 30 seconds, right?
M. She was born in Africa, man.
Okay, I got 30 seconds. You say I got 30 seconds.
Was she born in Africa? Yes or no?
I wasn't there, but let me get my 30 seconds. Let me get my 30 seconds.
I gotta pass the mic.
I get my 30 seconds. All right, man.
No, I gotta pass the mic to Prince.
You're boring, man. You're boring.
Go ahead, Prince.
Salute to the panel. Salute to everybody. Salute to Dynas. Is a good topic. I got two questions. My first question is to everybody, especially Dynas. Isn't this what FBA always talk about? They always claim that Pan-Africanism is one-sided and that Africa never reach out. So by this guy coming into HBCU, reaching out, isn't that a form of a hand extension to Black America?
No,
thank you.
Because they liars. They lying. Africa love Black people, so they're lying, man.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of stuff they say is a contradiction.
Anything outside of land and passports to FBA don't count. I'm just being honest. They want passports and land. They just want to wake up and automatic citizenship and free land. Anything else to them, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah. By the way, the land and the so on in Ghana, particularly in Africa, that belongs to the chiefs. They're the ones that are the kings. They're the ones who oversee it. Okay, they're the ones who oversee it. They're the landowners.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they could voice their demands or their desires to this king. The idea that they claim that there's no hands being reached out. This is a perfect opportunity to present what they believe African Americans deserve and what they believe FBA deserve or desire from Africa. They're not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jay, they don't even notice that this man owned almost half of Ghana.
Yeah.
All of the central region of Ghana. That man owns it.
10% of all minerals is his. Goes
so they don't even know the power of that man, that they have what you call first-hand access to. They playing with our revenues and our what generational access to our shit. These dudes are playing with our shit.
And you know,
I don't like that shit, man.
Yeah. You know the worst thing about it? They will tell you, oh, the Ashanti sold us. Well, this is the king of the Ashanti. Why don't you go there and put the questions to him?
They didn't sell us.
Yeah,
right.
That's the proof.
Right. They didn't even sell us.
They're playing with our benefits, man. These people playing with our benefits.
Have a town hall and let people ask him questions in a town hall where he meets and speaks with African American folks.
Yep.
African American.
Oh well, yeah, African American. It could be. FBA one.
He's in Howard.
Chris is an Indian, so he doesn't count.
So was Jesse Jackson. He the one that made it up.
No, he didn't make it up. I was there. He didn't make it up. He didn't make it up. Don't revise history.
Are petty, man.
Don't
He the one
revise
that got us
history.
reclassified officially.
No,
to
sir.
African American.
No, he didn't make it up.
Carrying Cherokee.
He didn't make it up. I was there. You were not even born, probably.
Okay. What I
So,
want to say,
Can I ask a question to the guy with the hat to
Phyllis
the back?
Wheatley called herself an American in the 1700s.
She was born in Africa, though.
She called herself an American to the
okay,
Countess of Huntington. Look up the letter. She says she's an American.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Look
The guy
it
with
up.
the hat to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard you call my bro Ola an African booty scratcher, but according
Who
to
said that?
according to
Who's Ola? Hold on.
according to
When I said
foundational
that?
Black Americans.
No, who did I call that?
Well, Prince.
Ola, the African
Prince,
dude.
but Prince Chris isn't a foundational Black
I
American.
didn't say that to him.
He's an
Okay.
Indian.
So it's one of these guys. Oh, he's an Indian.
He's an Indian.
Oh, okay. So what relation does he even have to this Ghana prince coming here if he's an Indian?
Well, I don't know.
Because the thing is, I come in peace, man. You know, really, I come in peace. And so my thing is,
you need to tell that to the white
why
man.
do Black Americans have to be African in order for us to get along?
Well, Chris, you're not Black American. Chris, you're not
I am a Black American. I am a Black American.
Chris,
but I'm saying, why does everybody have to claim this African
Chris,
stuff?
you said you were wrongfully reclassified, so you're acknowledging that you're wrongfully reclassified as a Black American. You're Indian.
No,
well, Indian also is an
African American.
Indian is also a misclassification too.
Okay, well, whatever Shinnecock or whatever.
So you're Aboriginal. There we go. I'm sorry, you're Aboriginal. There you go. You're Aboriginal.
So what tribe are you, man? What tribe are you? What tribal nation are you?
Sir.
Same African tribe I'm in.
He's chicken song.
I'm an N-word, a Negro.
The Akata tribe.
No, you're not.
We the Akata tribe.
I'm an
Is that
American.
an Aboriginal tribe?
You're cosplaying Black American, and we need you to stand 10 toes down on your whatever Grandma said that you was.
Yeah, Cherokee or Blackfoot, whatever.
Well, if that's the case, Cherokee and Choctaw.
Y'all act like the police.
That means nothing right now.
Lineage police.
Bro, I'm just trying to figure out what y'all is, man. Like American Indians.
What African tribe I'm in? Like you can't tell me what African tribe I'm in.
But you're not African, though. You're American
language?
Indian, right?
Are you gonna ask what's my African language? What's my African tribe?
You're the one that's telling us you're Aboriginal, man. So
No. But when is the Indian
Africa.
chief? When is the Indian chief gonna come out and apologize for going along with the white man for changing our story? You guys claim that not only the white man changed our story, the Native American also went along with changing our stories. Why do you guys never go to them? Because according to you guys, you got reclassified and nobody went along with your story. And you guys are so slow. You started following foreign Africans and claim that you're African Americans.
The Native Americans are getting deported right now.
If your grandmama knew, your granddaddy
over 20,000 Native Americans
who helped conquer the Red Indians.
Hold on, Chris. Deported Native Americans to where?
Wherever their home is. They're not from here. I'm telling you this. They deported like 20,000 Native Americans.
They deported 20,000 Native Americans.
They are deporting Native Americans right now.
To where? Can we call them by their tribal name? All right. Can we call them by their tribal name? So whatever nation that you're from.
Yeah, what's your
African tribal name? Give me my
I have Congo and Yoruba. I got Congo and Yoruba. And if you take a DNA test, you'll find out areas where your people are from. So
you mean the DNA test that only tests less than 1% of your DNA, and it says
but that 1%
only at the bottom of it?
But the 1% is the mitochondrial test for the mother and the Y DNA for the man. That is very, very accurate.
The same one where I can send my dog spit in there and they'll tell me I'm African?
No, we're not talking about that.
Can somebody tell me the tribes of the Aboriginal Americans? Like, what are the list of tribes? What is
Shinnecocks, Atakapas.
Phyllis Wheatley called herself an American.
Oh,
Americans not a tribe.
I gotta pass the mic to Two Nigel. Go ahead, Two Nigel.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Dinas, for having me. And greetings all the panelists, chat, and then to the viewers. I can for a long time. The King coming to Howard University, I think that's a good thing, isn't it? They are talking to each other and exchanging knowledge. Who knows where some of those, students are going to end up in society later on. For me, I don't see any issue with that, other than the idea that maybe they should be looking to be meeting, talking to people that are of higher status, like the Black Caucus, businessmen, things like that. Those are the kind of interactions we need. Because when you see people come from the UK to America or other parts of the world show up there, they tend to meet, look at even small Israel. They come and talk to Trump and all the rest of it. So I really wish some of our people are interacting more at a higher level. I don't even know what the Black Caucus is doing in terms of Africa at all. Like, it's almost like if they are not in contact at all. And many African leaders show up in America every year for the UN attendance for the assembly when they gather there, and they don't meet the African American community, at least not that I know of, not openly.
If I can just say tonight, the Asantehene is very much in touch with the powers that be in the Black America. You don't have to worry about that. Some of them would have been part of that congregation in that audience, so don't worry about that. They help organize a lot of this.
When you say I should not worry about that, I worry because it's not. There's no proof of that. And
I'm taking from me. They constantly work together. The Black Caucus. Ask Professor Smalls. Many of them are behind these meetings that go on and the invites. Many of them are behind. They've been working together for a long time. If you saw the speeches of those who came before the Asantehene came on stage, you would have seen the Black professors. There's one of them who's constantly on the Roland Martin show regularly. Don't be surprised if Roland Martin does a special.
You're talking about a great car.
They're constantly, yeah. They're constantly in touch with the Asantehene.
Okay, if they are in touch, personally, I would say I would like to see more of a kind of visible some kind of sign to show that these people are actually actively doing something. And to be fair, if it's one thing to say this, it's another thing to criticize the other side. And in the case of Nigeria, Nigeria is actually one of the worst in terms of interacting with. They're just about the worst, actually. They barely interact. Our officials, they don't communicate with. Yeah, they barely. It's like Ghana at least is trying. Even if you can accuse Ghana of saying, whenever they do this, it's something that they have something to gain from. But Nigerians don't even try. I don't know why till today. I still can't explain why that is the case. And that's something that should bother you all, because Nigeria is extremely significant as a nation if things are to change. And they are not interacting at all. So my take on all this is that I like the fact that Ghana is trying and pushing the boundary, but Africa is behaving like a cryptic case whereby interacting with its diaspora is problematic. Even interacting with itself is problematic. The entire system needs overhaul. And sometimes when I look at what when I hear some of the things that Akanfire says, it sounds a little bit extreme. But sometimes when you look at Africa, you just begin to wonder, after Nigeria alone, to take over Nigeria, they broke more than 500 treaties. These people, whenever they do stuff, it's a holding pattern. It's a holding pattern. In Africa, they broke more than 1,000 treaties to colonize that continent, because they always have treaties. They always have. Everything is a holding pattern. When they get stronger, they will come for you. And we seem to not realize that. And Nigeria is not engaging. Most Africa is not engaging. If anything, we are upholding the system that they put in place to put us in chains. And it's just a shame. But I can't complain. I can't complain with people trying to meet each other. It's a good thing. And I don't think FBA should be complaining. Believe me, what that man is doing is better than doing nothing.
Yeah,
it's better than doing nothing. What else are we doing?
Howard actually invited him to come. Howard University invited him to come. And also, Diners, he's doing the Akoside Festival this weekend in America.
Oh man, Akoside is Sunday?
Yeah, it's going to be this Sunday.
Oh man, that's
true. Fashion show.
Find out the program.
There are people they are trying. I don't know why we don't hear from the people from Cote d'Ivoire. Maybe they are busy with the French. Africa has been fragmented linguistically, because you can be next door to Benin Republic, but we are talking to Ghana as if we ignore Togo and Benin Republic completely. The same thing with Ghana ignoring Cote d'Ivoire, and they will interact with Nigeria. It's really strange how the continent behaves. And those walls have not been broken down. The travel walls have not been broken down. So many things are just still in place.
Yeah, at the moment too, Niger, there's a lot of work between the Ghana government and Ivory Coast for the cocoa production and other things. Things happen in the background because of the free movement of people. So it's gonna if they got no choice because of what they've committed themselves to. They're gonna have to do that.
Togo may
Okay.
join the AES. You
All right,
guys heard about
guys.
that?
Let me pass the mic.
30
Go.
seconds, 30 seconds. See, let me finish on this one regarding when you are mentioning about the continent. The reason why I'm complaining about the continent is that if you look at what is happening in the Middle East now, within how many months, do you know how many military alliances has come to fruition within how many months within those countries? From Saudi Arabia and Turkey and Pakistan, the three most powerful Islamic countries come together, form a defense pact. But do you see Africans doing that? They will never do that. If anything, they just arguing among themselves, not communicating with each other, putting back, even travel barriers between themselves.
Well,
the entire thing needs total this thing revamping, and if it needs to be torn down once and for all, this stuff needs to be moved because where we are right now, it's just a holding pattern. What I see is a holding pattern, and we are not out of the woods at all. So I'll leave it there.
Right.
All right, let me pass. I gotta pass the mic. Trinity Time Travels. Go ahead.
To God be the glory. Thank you so much. First of all, what I would like to say is that I'm just happy to be in the presence of all of these excellent, superlative thought leaders of your own regions and countries or whatever have you. I represent, I suppose, America. I don't know what you guys, how far you guys are indoctrinated into this, but I represent America. I represent me. I don't represent all women, but I do represent me as a Black woman in America, and that's it. So I want to talk about that. So I'm speaking for myself, and I'm not. I don't represent any political movement, any religious movement, any thing like that. So I just want to preface that. Me being grateful that you guys are even having me on this panel right now. I just want to say thank you that I can be a part of this conversation. I want to say what I'm hearing you guys talk about is very uh, influential and also very important because there's so many people um, in my community. We don't have fathers, right? For whatever reason, I'm not putting the blame on anyone or whatever, but when I see you brothers gathering together and from your different communities, and you're coming together and you're talking about things that matter, it kind of brings a pride to me, and that's why I'm here talking. And I just want to thank you so much. And if you have any questions that you want to ask me, so you can, I guess, sharpen up your swords, or sharpen up your knowledge on where I am, go ahead. I'm opening up that panel.
Let me
Thank
ask
you.
you a question.
Yes.
So you say you're pro women. So are you not pro Black men?
Okay. So how I can explain this is that, okay. I'm pro
Well,
me.
you explained it already. You ain't got to. We get it. You feminist.
Hold on, brother. You asked me a question, so let me finish it. I'm pro me. So I'm a woman. I was born a woman with a coochie and ovaries and stuff like that. I'm not a trans woman or nothing like that. I know that there's different terminologies and stuff like that. So I want to let you guys know that I was born I'm a natural born woman. So I'm representing me when I talk. Me, I'm a woman, and I identify as a Black woman, i.e., I come from a descendants of slaves in America. Okay, so yes, there is there's you might say, oh well, who are you? You got curly hair or whatever. In America, we didn't have the choice to say who we are. Okay, because we were slaves. Okay, so that's my identity. Okay, and you might not respect it or whatever, but that's who I am as a Black woman in America. Okay, and I'm a natural born woman. Okay, so
Okay,
Next
okay. You
question.
say
Okay,
that
Mr.
you say
M,
there's no.
Mr. M,
Go
will
ahead,
you,
go ahead, go ahead. Okay. Because she say I talk too much. All right, go ahead.
Mr. M, please let me ask her a question.
Yeah,
Trinity, I am so happy to have females come up on the panel. There's too much
thank you.
testosterone at many times, but I am so glad that you are bringing an issue before the panel of males here. You say you are a Black woman. Now,
Yes.
how old are you, if you don't mind me
Well,
asking?
I'm choosing not to disclose that. Is that okay with you? Is that's my boundary? Is that okay with you? But
You
what
know,
hold
that
on.
is
But what I will say though is that I am older than most. Is that okay to say?
okay. Well, you sound young. That's
Yes.
okay.
No. Not only do I sound young, ma'am, I look young, my organs are young, my vitality is young. So but my chronological age is not young. So but I will like to keep that private if that's okay with you, just while
Oh
we have this
no,
conversation.
no,
Thank you.
I perfectly understand,
Thank
and
you. I appreciate that.
respect people's privacy.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, but here's my question for you,
Mhm.
Trinity. Do you consider yourself a feminist or a womanist? Do you know the difference between those two terms?
Well, number one, I don't know the difference between the two, but I do consider myself a female and a woman, like somebody who has a vagina. Like like number one, when I can spread my pussy open if y'all want to see it, I'll show you. I just
That's
spread
too
my
much.
pussy open and I have a pussy.
Vulgarity. Sorry,
Too
Doc.
much
You got it.
If
details.
I had no disrespect, but if somebody, if I had a gynecologist go inside my coochie, they know that I'm born a woman. So
Okay,
that's the
well,
only words I know.
okay,
So I'm not
Oh, so
trying to
you're not like
disrespect
M
nobody.
then.
I apologize.
You're not
okay,
like M.
Ines, I hope you don't get a strike for that. But
No, I hope I'm not, disrespecting nobody because I know there's a lot of people who think that they're women. Well, excuse me. See, that's wrong, right? What I'm saying is like I get it, but what I'm trying to say is like I was born a woman with ovaries. You can look. I don't have no problem with nobody looking all of my ass. You can look at my ass and you know that I was born a woman.
So you're not a cis woman like M.
No, I'm a natural
Hey,
born
don't
woman with
disrespect me.
ovaries and a coochie.
Don't disrespect me,
okay,
dude.
I got a coochie.
hey,
You
hey, you know
disrespect
what?
yourself,
Let's
fool.
I'll find
on
out where you live
actually
and take a
on
plane
in a
to England.
different part.
You rich.
All right,
So
y'all. All right,
okay, so
y'all.
what I want to know is hold on. What I want to know is who's gonna inspect me because somebody's gonna have to inspect this ass.
Wow.
Which one? Which one of you niggas is gonna sit up here
What?
and
Oh, well, okay.
come verify?
Trinity.
No,
Let
ain't
me.
no Trinity. See, you can't challenge
What?
me.
Hey,
Okay,
you
you
can't
know
tell me all
what?
that
You know
N
what?
word,
See,
How
that's
do
bro.
you
why.
want to
You know
expect
what? See, that's
Dinah,
why
anybody?
get
I
her
just
off.
gotta go to sleep. You know why? Because y'all don't even want me to be me.
How do you
Dinah,
want to expect
Why you gonna
anybody?
do
You
us
go
like
do
that,
your
man?
research,
I'm just
Google.
letting you know if
Dinah,
listen, if you
you
gonna
gotta
try
make
to
a point.
challenge my ass, you gonna have to come inspect it, right?
Dinah, this
I
is a
would say this.
diabolical
Wrong
woman. Get
then?
her off.
Hello, even though I don't
She's a
agree with Hello,
diabolical woman.
she carry herself with a lot of class. You should listen
Dinah,
to
Dinah,
you should
I'm
monitor
not
yourself after
classy.
Hello.
I'm not classy.
Dinah,
You gonna
Dinah,
have to deal with it. I'm not that
Where is you
classy.
Herself
from?
Dinah,
Where am
smart.
I
very
from?
well.
Yeah.
Me?
Dinus,
Me?
Dinus,
Hold
Dinus,
on.
Dinah,
I have a request
listen.
from
Hold
Dinus.
on. Somebody no, if you
Dinus,
talking to me,
Yeah,
Dinah,
hold
get off
on.
Dinah.
What, Mike? Somebody's asked me a question. Go ahead, Miss Sisters.
Dinus, I have rarely asked you to do this before, but we need to drop Trinity.
Trust me. She's
that's
diabolical. She's gonna
not
do something
nice.
silly.
That's not
She's gonna
nice.
do. She's
Yeah.
gonna do something
That's like
silly.
no, that's
Well,
disgusting.
Trinity, you just said N word. Trinity, you got that. That's a fine, Trinity,
No,
for
no, no.
saying N
Yeah,
word.
that's it. That's it. It's fine.
Oh,
You
that's
came up
not
here trying to make
nice.
black Americans look
You're
bad,
gonna
didn't you?
pay $100.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so every rap person in America made well, see, y'all see what I'm saying? That's not nice.
You can't use that N word here.
You spilled a
Wait a minute.
stereotype
Number
talking
one,
about we
no,
don't have
hold on.
fathers.
Okay, but hold on. Before I go, hold on. Before y'all drop me though, let's talk about this though. How are immigrants who are not Black Americans who did
We're
not
talking
suffer
about the
slavery for
Asantehene. We're
400
talking about
years
Asantehene. Don't
mad
come and
at
tell me
me
all
for
that.
saying that word? It's weird. You're weirdos. Think about it.
Okay, okay, all right, Trinity. Thank
You
you
gotta
for
think
it,
about
Trinity.
that. You gotta think about that.
Thank you. All right,
That's a
go
good
ahead,
point.
Babo. Go ahead, Babo.
That's the American. That's the American woman. That's the FBA woman, man.
She wants the booty scratchers
Yo,
to
this
scrape
is
the booty, man.
this is the American woman. This is unbelievable. But anyway,
she don't represent the American women because you got Maya Simpson right there.
Let me finish.
Lady right there we talking about.
I'm an American woman, and
Let me finish.
No, don't you dare.
Let me finish. This is the American woman. This is the younger. This is the
and insult all Black American
hold
women.
on. Let me finish. This is the American woman, the younger one.
I don't know if she's from American or
but
not.
This is what it is.
She could be a Jamaican.
Yeah, right.
African American.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I just want to say the topic I want to think in Chicago. I was looking at a video earlier today, right? And I saw that it had some white people and some Spanish. They had Abraham Traore sign, a big sign of Abraham Traore in Chicago, and there was protesting that America should leave Abraham Traore alone because he is doing things for the country that America don't have. One with fixing roads and taking care of the people. They was on the streets. It had a lot of police there too. Had his signs up in the air. So I just want to say, for the FBA, right? The FBA is fighting Africans and Caribbean, but we got white. I want Africans and Caribbean people to understand where I'm coming from. We got white people in the streets and Hispanics, all right, in front of government buildings fighting for Abraham Traore. But we got FBAs.
But not FBA though.
But we got FBAs, these black sellout FBAs on here fighting their brothers and sisters online. So I'm gonna say M. I want to know M. Did you see it because it was in Chicago and it was all?
I'm gonna tell you who these people are. They're a revolutionary anarchist group. It's founded by this dude from the Weatherman Underground. I don't know if you know about the Weatherman Underground. During the 1960s, they would plant the thing that go boom, and then a guy who got caught doing it was able to get out of jail. While you got Mumia Abu Jamal and all these Black Panthers still locked up. So that's the guy that's running. Every time there's a situation, it's like 5 or 6 of them, they march downtown. But people say they the feds. Because how he not locked up? He was planting these things in government buildings and got caught. Why is he free? And they got a magazine called Revolution Magazine. But people say they the feds. But look up Weathermen Underground, what they was doing during the 60s.
I would look it up, but
like Antifa.
I will look it up. But I just want to say, how did I know? Because we know we be a lot about things that goes on in Africa and things. We know, but how they knows about all these? Because I'm on my job. I'm talking to a couple of people we're contracting, and I'm saying I had a conversation with this brother from the DRC working over there, and they don't know. Some of these white guys like, who y'all talking about? They don't know what the hell. Or we was talking about Abraham Traore in the AS, and they was feeling like we talking Spanish or something. Like they didn't know who the hell he is. So I was just saying it could be, but I just wanted to note that a lot of people is taking notes of what's going on now. And I know you had said before, how is he getting away and then do him nothing and Gaddafi? I'm just trying to show you that Abraham Traore is on a different level to Gaddafi. He's on a whole nother level. Okay? And I think if anything happened to him, it's not gonna go right for any let me say colonizer in Africa, in any one of those places. So that's what's going on, because really and truly the propaganda and all that we knows is a lie. We knows he's really doing all this hate crime and stuff they're saying and dictator. We know all that's lies, because we see it with our eyes every day. We got people there on the ground too that's telling us what he's doing and the good he is doing. So we know is a propped up lie with Langley and America, because people saying France, but America is in it too. I want people to understand this. France is not the only out there that want to bring him down. America is in it, okay? And the whole of Europe is in it. So when we're saying all of them, we mean all of them. From America to France to Germany, all of them. That's what it is. So I just want to say that we are watching what's going on. We're on the ground. And FBA, the FBA woman that come on earlier, conduct yourself like a lady. You know, conduct it as a lady, man. Yeah, come up here and talk about all these things. And this is what some of these Africans and Caribbean be saying. We are not like, they don't want to associate with. They don't want to associate with stuff like that. And that's a fact.
You making blanket statements, stereotyping.
No. They do not. I'm telling you. I'm in the background because I am on the two. I'm telling you, man. I'm in an American household, my father. I'm in a Caribbean household, and I hear everything. They do not want to associate with these type of behaviors. That's why a lot of from the Caribbean and Africa come here.
Two Live Crew introduced vulgarity and filth into hip hop. He's from the Caribbean. Luke is from the Caribbean. He introduced that filth into hip hop. Uncle Luke.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. That's true.
Talk about that.
No, but that's true. But he introduced it where? Here, right? In America.
He brought that dance hall stuff. They jumping off tables on people's faces.
So when you say hip hop, right?
Whatever they doing down there, he brought that culture to our hip hop. Uncle Luke did that.
You're a cis woman, man. You talk rubbish.
Don't disrespect me.
I'm saying, but I would much rather see that than the shit that goes on with drill music in Chicago.
Thank you.
I will tell you this. Have anybody ever saw the movie Predator 2 with Danny Glover?
Yes.
Now, in that movie, it came out in the 1990s. It was Jamaicans that was wreaking havoc. The Predator came looking for them. And then the real Predator, the apex Predator, was actually the Black American Danny Glover. But it was the Jamaicans drug lords in that movie. But the real Predator that really took out the Predator was that black man. So the Jamaicans got wiped out by the Predator easily in that movie. I don't know if y'all saw Predator 2.
What, the Jamaicans were wearing Rasta hair like you?
They were. When a Predator killed the Jamaicans. Yeah, I remember that.
Took his head with the dread.
It was Predator movie.
Yeah, M know he's African and Caribbean because you know that dreads he have on is that's our thing. That's a Caribbean style. Yep. He knows it.
And he come from Africa. He don't come from Red Indian.
Hey, they said we from Africa, right? But when I mentioned the artifacts, then they say, "Oh, you're not from Africa." Which one is?
What artifacts are you looking for, man? I still don't get it.
You telling me my people was in Africa and didn't have nothing?
You were Indian, remember? Yeah, remember you said I thought you was an Indian.
Indian.
I'm going off what you teach for now.
But you said my people, but you were Indian. Like you got your artifacts. Your artifacts were in North Dakota, South Dakota.
As far as the absolute value, we're not going on absolutes. We going on hypotheticals. Now, the teachings of Dinas is we are from Africa. And when I was actually in agreement with it, then the Africans pushed back saying you're not from Africa.
Well, you say you're not from Africa.
What is it?
What, are you a cis woman?
So if an African tells you you're not from America, you're going to listen?
I mean, regardless of what a person say. Y'all want us to be African, and you don't want us to be African. Which one is it?
You don't want to be African.
Ask Maya. Maya is a professor. Maya, be a professor, all the knowledge you have. Are Black Americans Indians? Were they here before? Maya should know.
First of all,
Indians is what Columbus called them. Oh, go ahead.
Come on.
Let Maya answer the question.
First of all, Babo, professors don't know everything. I just want to say that we are specialists in our area of expertise. So I am not an expert in this area, but based upon my readings, I have not found any persuasive evidence that foundational Black Americans.
No such thing.
can be classified as Native Americans or Indians. Now,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
However,
if you want to know whether
don't interrupt. There was an admixture of the slaves and the Indians. Some of the Native American tribes, they did imprison the slaves, and they forced them into labor as slaves. But it depends on how you ask the question. If are they indigenous through marriage or some kind of kinship? Possibly, but are they original or aboriginal to the land? I'm not finding persuasive evidence, but as I said before, I could be wrong, and I just don't.
You are wrong. Come on, you know you're just talking rubbish.
Maya sister's right. You were in academia, and you know how glorified and praised Phyllis Wheatley is in Black academia. Phyllis Wheatley is highly esteemed, right? The first published Black woman or Black person, allegedly in America, right? And when I mentioned, Shaw came in with his research about she being from West Africa, but when I mentioned her own mouth to her financier, the Countess of Huntington, claiming that she was an American, he disappeared, right? He didn't want to look that up. And then she was an abolitionist, and she commented on the struggle in Africa. This is the 1700s. And also she talked about the struggle of us in America as two separate things. This is the 1700s, and she had a letter to George Washington. She was doing the American Revolution against the British Crown. But when I mentioned that she actually said she was an American in her letter to the Countess of Huntington, nobody wanted to fact check it. They dipped.
But it's a double standard, right? Because Black Americans say they don't like the Africans because they sold them into slavery, right? Caribbean was sold into slavery too, right? But at the same time, the Indians here was catching the slaves and taking them back to the slave master. You know about that one? How come you guys not mad with a native who was catching you guys back and taking you back to the slave master?
Nobody's really talking about slavery. We're talking about the current attitudes of Africans when we come across them and the disrespect. Because we can't really prove or disprove anything from 400 years ago. That's just probably conjecture or just whatever it is. That has really no impact on our daily behavior. But when we come across the Africans and we get the disrespect, that's more impactful than a story from thousands or hundreds of years ago.
I'm in this country. I'm in this country for a long time, and Africa never disrespect. Like, I don't know what you guys be talking about. Like, I'm in a country. I run Africans all the time. I'm around all type of people, and I never get no disrespect from no Africans. I get disrespect probably from Black Americans.
Yeah.
You know, saying, shut up, you with your language, with how I talk and stuff, to make fun of how I talk and stuff. But I never get no disrespect from Africans, so I don't get it.
Okay,
well,
Bob,
go ahead.
Let me answer your question here, because so you can get some kind of reference point to what M is discussing, because I have experienced it. I was at work and I had walked onto the elevator. And when I got on the elevator, there was this Black female, and she said, "Hi, I'm Jamaican." That was the first thing she said. She didn't say her name. She wanted to let me know that she was not a Black American. She led with that talking point in our conversation. And so this is how oftentimes Black immigrants, or the children of Black immigrants, how they converse with us, by setting themselves apart. Now, if you're going down,
you just make up anything to talk crap about other people.
Prince,
well, don't come here with your female voice trying to be all innocent. You're wicked.
You are very disrespectful. disrespectful, Mr.
Yes,
President.
he deserves to be
No,
disrespected.
no, no. Let Miss Maya
He's
finish.
a
Let Miss
wicked
Maya
woman,
finish what she's
talking
saying.
lies.
Let Miss Maya
FBA
finish what she's saying. Hold on, Colorado. Let you finish what she said. I have a rebuttal because I just say I'm Trinidadian to people. I don't mean anything or anything. I know I'm black, but I say I'm Trinidadian when they ask me what that accent from, whatever. So, I don't think it's a disrespect. I don't think they're disrespecting anybody. I mean, guys that ask them what I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Nigerian. I don't think they mean anything about it.
Okay, here's the issue that those of us who identify as FBA, if you want to identify as Trinidadian, Jamaican, or whatever, I have no problem with that.
Yes,
What
you
is
do.
wrong? No, I don't. What is wrong with Black Americans, people who have lived here, whose ancestors are tied to this country for centuries, saying we are different from Black immigrants?
We know that. We know you're different. We know that. That's why we call you African Americans.
So why are you insisting that we identify an African ancestor?
Because you came from Africa.
No, we didn't.
But there are
if you didn't, then you got no business talking to us. What are you doing on the show? We're talking about the Asantehene. You people
No, but Miss Maya, we know, and when you go to the Caribbean, right? When they go to the Caribbean, they say, yeah, I'm Trinidad or whatever, but they say from African, okay? They say from African roots, okay? They don't say like they don't count it out like how Black Americans is doing. We say in the Caribbean, because we've been sold too. It's not Black Americans, it's Brazilians. There's a lot of people been sold, Black Brazilians. So they've been sold. So we saying yes, we from African descendants. We know we from. I never heard a Trinidadian or a Jamaican say, I'm from Jamaica. We've been here before Black slaves come in Jamaica. They say that Jamaican from the African from African roots, Trinidadian from African roots, Grenadian, St. Lucian, same thing. So that's what's boggling me. When you're saying Black American, okay, you could be Black American, but you got to come from something, right? So you Black American from what? From nothing? Because everybody in the world come from something. Indians come from India. They come here. They say the Indian American or whatever Indian, Chinese, Japanese. So when you saying you're black, I'm black. I'm black. Like
what is it?
From what? Like what root? Like from Africa?
But I think the difference though is that Black Americans are
Black
immigrants.
American, and I acknowledge an African ancestor. That is my choice. Now, if someone who is FBA and they do not wish to acknowledge, if they do not wish to acknowledge an African ancestor, who am I to tell them that is not something that they?
You are a coward. That's what you are. You scared. You scared.
Let me just add something quickly. Let me just add something quickly because hold on. Hold on. Hold on now. You'll be saying something. Let me just add this quickly because I've seen this happen multiple times when I even have conversations on the continent. It's like we have multiple identities. I don't understand why some people struggle with it. It was quite revealing when one of the speakers said, "What are you doing here then, talking to us?" Because the reason why you are here is because you have a common identity with us, but somehow some people prefer to only talk about one. It's not a contradiction to be African, to be African American, to be Nigerian. It's just that you operate a different identity when it's required. The identity that brought you here is the one that we all share in common. There's no point denying it because it's a mental issue. Because if you have an identity and you don't even recognize it, it's a problem.
I'll tell you this though, I'll tell you this, Mr. Tunaja. The reason we're here is because it's not no type of flattery or nothing like that, but this dude been on this show for years consistently. That's the reason we're here, because of this American guy named Dinas who actually has a consistency, incredible consistency, that y'all don't want to associate that with FBA or Black American. Like, that's not a trait that we have. That's just exclusive to him. Like most of us is like that. Most of us are consistent like that in our daily lives. We do the same thing consistently, religiously, every single day. Like my father, I seen him work every single day until he died. Like the same routine. I think that's part of our DNA. But y'all don't want to see that though. You say, "Oh, the reason we here because of some African." No, this show been on for years.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
There is no evidence you are here before
No,
500
but
years.
but
There
but
is
but
no evidence
I'm
of
talking
that.
about here as far as this show. You say, "Why are we here on this
oh,
show?" And the guys,
No,
the Prince Louis say we
the
shouldn't
reason
be on
why
the
you are
show
here on
talking
the
to him
show
because
and
we
you
not
remain here on the
African.
show
He
is
said, "What
because
you
you are
doing
talking
here
to
for?"
Africans.
Every time we talk about Africa,
no,
you're
we
here.
don't
It's
have a
an
problem.
African
Listen,
show.
I can't have a
The
problem with
show
Black
was
America.
started and it's ran by Black Americans for years. Like this
No,
Yeah,
show
no,
is
it
I
started
can't.
out.
talking about.
It's about the Asantehene, my friend.
Yeah, I can't have a problem with Black America. My father is Black America. I just grew up in the islands. But what I'm saying is, and he don't go with FBA. He say he's Black American. He do say he have a different culture to my mom and all that. He do say that. But but he don't say he don't say he's not from African descent. Another thing is I don't think what's going on with FBAs is we don't have a problem. You could say your FBAs, but what FBAs is doing, they are attacking the Caribbean and the
Yep.
Africans. They
Yep.
are attacking. So you could be a FBA, you don't know nothing about Africa, that's fine. But y'all attacking now. Y'all saying we coming here, we taking all the resources. Y'all are trying to attack us, deport them. You know, that's
No.
that's attacking.
What it is y'all get
Actually, that is what
we
it
are
is
relentless.
because
Like
the
we
FBA,
are
the
we
FBA
are
was never
relentless
also
people. When we
the match
start
or match
something, it's
movement.
like it never
Hold
ends.
on.
It's not.
The
You thought it was gonna
FBA,
slow down.
hold on.
Yeah,
The
but
FBA,
a bit.
Can I add to
they
the
resemble the
conversation?
match
Wait,
or
hold on.
match movement that you see in South Africa
Hold on.
right
Let me hear
now.
what
You know,
M said.
if you let the FBA person go ahead, what they would do is they will start sounding very white supremacists, just like the
Yep.
match and match movement that you see in
Yep.
South Africa,
Thank you.
aligning
There you
themselves
go.
to white
They're
supremacists.
the same
This is how
people.
they behave. Now, that is
Can
what I
I add to
find
the
Same
concerning
conversation?
about
behind.
these
Can I
FBA
can
people.
I can I
Yes,
can
If
I
once
add to
they
the
yes,
want
a
to
little
bring
bit
up
of
conversation?
an American identity, that is fine. But
yeah,
don't
that's
you start
true. That's
attacking
a little
fellow
bit of
Africans
xenophobia.
or black people.
Yeah, a little bit
Yes, that is what
xenophobia.
it is.
Yes, yes, a little bit xenophobia for real. It come up very xenophobia.
Can I add to the conversation? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. I hope everyone's doing well. Peace and love to the chat. So I definitely want to add to the conversation. Let's talk about the chief that came to the HBCU, right?
He's not a
You
chief.
know,
He's a king.
okay, so the king that came to the HBCU, right?
Asantehene.
What I don't understand is, right, one of the talking narratives, right, with some FBAs, they'll sit there and say that Africans don't respect us, right? So you had again, you had him come, very respectful, didn't say nothing bad, yet you getting attacked online. But if I remember, the same country, Ghana, was the one that apologized for slavery. Yet America hasn't apologized for FBAs. Ghana apologized. And not only that they apologized, they also allocated to some land to some FBAs that they have in Ghana right now that they talk to the government, which they arranged. Right? So now the question is it really because then they're not respectful to some FBAs, or are they disrespectful? Because what I'm seeing is a huge anti-African settlement. Give you another prime example. Recently, everyone knows the pop balloon challenge, right? I mean, because M was here the other day, and he said that when I asked him, can he name me a billionaire, and the name that he gave was Tyler Perry, because he's an entertainer, and he didn't bring Robert Smith, which he's a businessman, because he said that Africans, because they have the resources, whatever, they don't build nothing, whatever, because Tyler Perry is a form of entertainment. So now let's talk about Pop the Balloon Challenge. You got two Congolese, male and female, that started the show. At first, everyone knew that the man was Congolese. Everyone thought the woman was at least FBA. When that CNN interview came out, and they found out that she was Congolese, now they're having a boycott movement. They want to boycott the Pop Balloon Challenge because they said they
See how
have no right to.
ridiculous it is?
Yeah, they had no right to do that. And remind you, they didn't say nothing negative.
They brought black people from Afro Latinos, FBAs, Caribbeans,
Very successful
Africans,
show.
all on that show. Didn't say nothing. Yet they want to boycott the show. But yet you have a show like the love of hip hop that's promoting dysfunction, which doesn't represent the whole community. But that show's not boycotted.
Yep.
But they want to boycott the pop balloon challenge. I mean the pop balloon show, which promotes dating, black love, marriages, even children, but they want to boycott that. So now it's just like, is it really about the disrespect? Because from what I'm seeing is, I don't think that's the case. I just think that now, like I said, no one's not mad that you're doing your own thing. You can call yourself whatever you want, ice cream sandwich. You can call yourself a bus, whatever. No one's not mad about that. It's just the hostility, you know.
And the same people behind the March and March in South Africa are the same people behind this. The Afro Forum are working with the CIA department, and they're working on the internet. And the whole idea is to put black against black. Now the Afro Forum are already meeting up with the March and March. They're already the same people anyway. I said this on this show and on the Color Nation show that the thingy Afro Forum are behind it. The white South Africans, they're working with the CIA under Trump, and they're using the FBA and Tariq Nasheed is an agent. You're gonna see that very soon. Okay, remember I said it. And I said it.
Yeah, and man, Steak, you make a very good point too, because America was one of them who abstained. Well, they didn't abstain a lie. They completely had a vote against slavery for reparations.
But Boblico, here's the funny part. The person who was in the UN wasn't even an American white. It was a European guy that got on the stage that said that we're not apologizing for what we have done because it was legal. That's the crazy part. But did everyone get the smoke to the European immigrant? No. Everyone just went at John Muhammad.
It was basically they were saying that the people who's coming with the claim are not really harmed. They're not like, they don't have standing because they're not victims of slavery.
That's not what they said. That's not what they said.
That was the reason. They said the ones who come in with the claim they were partakers of slavery. How they gonna come with a claim?
You should be
getting sued too.
You're being very
that was the reason, and they were saying y'all had something to do with it. So how you gonna be over there trying to get the reparations?
You wanna hear the funny thing? It's not like John Muhammad went there by himself. You know who also went there? Ben Crump, who's FBA. Al Sharpton is also FBA, and Professor Small is also FBA.
And that's something that people should know. Ben Crump and Al Sharpton do not speak for the average FBA.
Okay, but Maya. Hold on.
Tariq does speak for the FBA.
Hold on. Let me respond to Maya.
Al Sharpton and Ben Crump, they are Democratic Party cronies. I'm a Republican. I will not support the Democratic Party. I don't believe in abortion. I don't believe in men playing boys' sports. I don't believe in open borders. I am not a Democrat. And that's
This ain't a Democrat.
But Maya, we are not a monolith. Maya, this has nothing to do with Republicans or Democrats. But what I'm saying is that those guys went up there and they brought that claim to John Muhammad. That's what I'm saying. Not saying you have to agree, whatever. If you have a disagreement, your issues with Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, and Professor Small. That's not our fight. That's our fight.
But man, we gotta be very careful with this Democrat rhetoric, because yes, Democrat does do a lot of those nonsense that we don't agree with, but I cannot go to a representative and a Republican and get anything done. Okay, I end up went to Tennessee and meet that young fella with the afro, that guy in Tennessee. I forgot his name. That young boy, and we had a good conversation with him. Okay,
I mean,
the guy from he go through a lot of racism with them Republicans in Tennessee. So I will never ever vote for those Republicans, because I can't go to no Republican and get no legislation, nothing changed here in America. They all play semantics. I could go to a Democrat that look like me and talk to a Democrat. Yes, some of them does do wrong things, but I rather the Democrat than a damn Republican anytime, any day. And I see a lot of black people are running with this Republicans. Republicans is not going to do anything for black people.
I mean, we don't have to be any of that, but I will say this: what y'all have to understand about Black Americans is we really are a meritocracy. I don't know if anybody ever saw I'm gonna get you sucker. Anybody saw that movie? Kenny Way. I'm gonna get you sucker. So remember when the OG pimp got out of jail with them goldfish in his shoes? He thought he was gonna get honored, and people laughing at him like, if you ain't done nothing to the previous generation to benefit them, or you ain't got no glory recently, you're gonna show up to Howard University, think we supposed to just honor you. For one, we don't know who you are. For two, you haven't really done anything. You're not like a Keith Lee who went to Gary to help the people when they was going through their time of need. Maybe if the monarchy in Ghana did that first, went to Gary, helped the people with the water, the electricity, then he would have got the glory of a monarch. Well, you ain't done nothing. You finna just bow and honor you, and you ain't got no accomplishments. You haven't done nothing to prove yourself to us. He hasn't proven himself to us.
He's a king. He was invited.
He's a king, but we honor people who deserve honor.
People invited him.
Look, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Dr. King, these are people who sacrifice, so they deserve, and we give them their proper honors. But if it's a dude from Ghana somewhere in some dungeon, he's just going to pop up and expect us to just honor him, and we don't know why. You ain't done nothing in our eyes. Look, we are.
So you're trying to sit there and tell us.
I just like to say that I had no problem with Howard University inviting the Asantehene, if that's what his proper name is. But the point I want, particularly you all to understand, is that Black Americans, they are moving away from the Democratic Party. I voted Democrat for years, and if there is a sane Republican, or if it's in my political interest to vote for a Republican, I will vote for a Republican. And Black people, Black Americans, they are waking up. You know,
Maya, I got a question. Hold on.
Let me finish.
Hold on. Let me finish. I got a question. I got a question out there. Go ahead. I got a question for you, Maya.
Let me finish, and then I will yield the floor. You know, a lot of there are some Blacks who are they're sitting on the fence because they see the Republicans as racist. And yes, they are racist. But here is something that a lot of Black Americans have figured out. We go to work and we work with racists. On our jobs, we serve people who are racist. Racist people are everywhere. So that cannot be the reason why we can't vote occasionally for a Republican and get the things that we need for our community. And so
what are the Republicans doing for your community?
Let me answer that question. What Republicans doing for the community? What are the Republicans doing for the community?
Balika, hold on. I got a question for Maya, right?
Sure.
So, my question is to you, right? How do you feel about, for example, you have this guy named Edward Bloom. Anything that has got to do with Black, like for example, the Fearless Fund.
I hate Edward Bloom. Bloom.
All right.
Yes.
So here's my second question too, right? The same administration right now, like what's happening in Illinois, they want to give reparations to FBAs, but now the DOJ is suing them, saying that how because it's race based, they don't want them to get reparations. How do you feel about that?
I support reparations, and as I said before, I don't agree with everything the Republican Party does and everything the Trump administration does, but it's a cost. I just make a cost benefit analysis. What I feel that is most important, and I voted for Trump, and I will tell you why. I voted for him because of Biden's migrants and the open borders. It was economically destroying many of the cities. The cities were overtaxed, such as I believe Emma's from Chicago. I have family and friends from Chicago, and their property taxes are going up. Their resources were stretched too thin. It was what the Democratic Party was trying to do. It was just not sustainable, and the working poor were paying the political price to bring in those migrants. Can you imagine? Now, this is, I don't know if you all recall during the summer, the Biden migrants, they were sleeping in the police stations. And the average American citizen in Chicago, many of them could not go to the police station and conduct business and file reports because the migrants were sleeping there. They were sleeping in the damn airports.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just too
That's true.
much.
Yeah, what Biden did was terrible. But if I ask you, Maya, that was horrible. Just open border coming in from Mexico, that was horrible. But if I ask you, Maya, how much Ukrainians after that war came here, you wouldn't know, right? Because this is the thing. We seize people of color flooding in this country, but we don't see nothing else. When Trump giving all these white people in South Africa passes to come here on lies, all these Ukrainians flooding in here.
They don't care about the white folks.
Nobody
All they care about
says
is
nothing.
African
But
immigrants.
that's what I'm saying. Nobody says nothing.
Okay.
Millions of Ukrainians coming here. My neighbor.
Wait a minute. The news media is partially responsible for this.
Yeah, plenty of white people getting deported.
Wait. Let me finish. Yes, you are right. There was biased coverage in not reporting the Ukrainians. I do recall there was one independent journalist who actually covered the Ukrainians showing up at the border seeking asylum, and so. But
that's not even where the Ukrainians are coming from. They're coming in straight through the government. They're coming in and getting SSI and
yes, my neighbor.
What else are they getting? They're getting
my neighbor is Ukrainian, and I'm talking.
Getting access to Social Security.
They're getting Section 8 housing.
They're getting Medicaid, EBTs, everything.
Right. So
millions
are working at the agency, and y'all don't care about that. All you care about is African immigrants.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
And I disagree with you. And you know what? Something else that's not being covered.
But we don't hear talk about it though.
These are whites.
Yes, that's true.
And you don't see it. So, guys, I am for deporting even the undocumented European whites who are here, because I know.
Why don't you talk about it though?
Well, Maya.
I am talking about it right now.
But Maya, let me say this. You notice what M just said right now, right? He said that the reason why Ukrainians can come because they have a so-called legal claim. So which one is it? Do you not want immigrants in your country, or do you want legal immigration, or you don't want nobody at all?
They are refugees from a war. What are you talking about?
So hold on. So you're telling me you're sitting here. So you're sitting here on the panel. You're sitting here on the panel, calling the Ukrainians refugees that came in, taking the EBTs, taking Medicaid, taking Section 8 housing and everything too. You're okay with that?
They got invaded by Russia. What are you talking about? They got invaded.
Hold on. So you're okay with that? But hold on. But somebody from Sudan that also has the same conflict, whatever, they taking the resources and stuff. But you're not okay with that though, right?
She was talking about Venezuela sleeping at the police station.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you, Em. They have a war too, and you got Sudanese that's also coming in. You have a problem with that, though, right?
She was saying undocumented illegal immigrants.
Answer my question. I said the Sudanese.
This dude is that's a false equivalency.
No, it's not a false equivalent because you're full of crap.
Using our taxpayer dollars as well. I oppose them too.
Maya.
But you never initiate conversation on Ukrainians.
Maya, listen.
First.
But hold on, Maya, listen.
Should have received asylum in Europe.
Maya, listen.
United States.
But you never initiate conversation on European immigrants that are coming here taking up your resources.
Maya,
never.
Listen, no. I understand where you're coming from. I'm challenging M because I'm showing the hypocrisy. Because he just said that the Ukrainians have a legitimate claim because of Ukraine, but the Sudanese, who's also going through a civil war with the RSF, don't. Because this is telling you that
who said the Sudanese don't have a claim? I didn't say anything about the Sudanese don't
You
have a
just
claim.
listen, dude. Have you ever?
Maya said
Have
the
you?
people who
Have
were
you?
sleeping at
Have
the
you
police
not?
station,
Have
they
you?
weren't
Have?
Sudanese.
Do you not know what the word indirect means? Indirectly, you don't
She
have to
said
say it.
Biden's open
You don't
border
have to
policy.
say it.
People's
M.
walking over the
You don't
border
have to say it
from
directly. You just said
countries
it
that's
right
not at
now.
war.
Everyone
What are
on
you
this
talking about?
panel heard you loud and clear that you are what's his face for the refugees of Ukrainians. You just sat here and just said it.
Because they're at war. That's international law.
Okay, so
South
is Sudan not at war neither?
And plus, Kamala
Is
Harris
Sudan are
started
not
the
at
war.
war? Answer, stop deflecting.
Biden
Answer the
actually
question.
started the war.
Answer the
and
question.
plus
Are they
move the
not at
goalposts.
war? Yes or no?
I would tell you this: if the Sudanese had the means to
Yes,
come
they're
to
at war.
America and it was a war-torn country, they would be under international law
Are
to
they
seek
not at
refuge.
war? Yes or
But
no
since
with
they
the
can't walk
RSF?
to America over the
Are they
border,
not at
it's
war?
very difficult.
Are they
It's
not
very
at war?
difficult for them to walk over
Are
our
they not
border.
at war? And stop conflating it. Are they not
What
at
are you
war?
talking
Yes or
about?
no?
They not at war. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
thank you, Maya.
Yes,
Thank
they
you.
are.
Here's the
Thank you.
problem.
That's all.
The
That's all I wanted to
They're
know.
at war.
Ukrainians were legal status. The Sudanese were not. That
They are
is
legally They are refugees, and
true.
No, Miss Maya. The difference is the
Yes.
Sudanese war had nothing to do with America. It's between them Arabs and the South Sudanese people and all of that. The
Exactly.
Ukraine war was started by
That's actually
Biden.
not true.
Biden started that war, so he was legally obligated to help them people because they didn't have to have that war. Biden told Zelensky
You know the
not to
United
make a
States
deal,
is
not to
funding
make
a
a
Not yet.
deal
genocide, right?
with Putin.
You are
It
Biden
is not
full.
told Zelensky to do
You
official.
that.
are full
It's
So
of
not
fuck.
official.
Joe
It is
Biden was
not an
responsible for
official
that
thing
war.
that
You
You
are full
understand
of
that the
shit.
United States is giving the
He's
UAE
talking.
it's
weapons,
not
that is
official.
giving the RSF weapons to kill the people in Sudan, right? You know that, right?
They don't care.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
didn't hear
they
what he
don't.
said. What
They
did you
don't
say?
care about
What did you say?
Europeans coming here legally or illegally. All they
Right.
care about is people that
I mean,
may
the people
look
in
like them,
Sudan,
that can
whoever
cosplay
started
them.
that war,
But in
whoever started
Okay,
actuality,
the
so
war is
M. So
wait a
M.
minute,
So
responsible.
hold on.
M.
I've been quiet for a long time. Let me say this. Okay, but what's the real problem is that cosplaying is coming from the Indians. The Indians are cosplaying African Americans, Black Americans, because they are Indian. They don't come from Africa. Whatever tribe you
He's
are,
talking
you
nonsense now.
don't want to
This guy was talking about
reclassify.
Sudan.
You
I
don't.
want to hear what the guy said about Sudan
I
as
know
far as
you
who was
do. I'm just
financing.
saying the problem
But
He's
is
talking
that
nonsense, man. You got a trick bag question.
You want to hear something so interesting, right? He just said that because they on TPS, right? So what about the South African Afrikaners? Are they on TPS? Nope.
They going back
no.
I
home.
mean,
And they're coming in
the
there, right?
Afrikaners told
And
Trump they were under some genocide. They told the
right.
president that, and
And
he
what was the
believed them.
United States involvement in why the
He
Haitians
believed
are the
Trump believed them, and he let him
You
Haiti is
in.
just
in a
said
Haiti's in a condition that it's in now. And what did the United States have to do with that? Everything.
and
They
Everything.
then
got
They have
tired of
right,
making
and
the
extensions.
United
then
States
Shy,
went
What do
They
you
got
mean
tired
that
of giving them
the Indians
extensions.
are cosplaying
so
blacks?
so the
Can you
Haitians.
Shy.
explain that? Will you explain that? What
You
do
talk
you mean
about
the Indians are
He's
cosplaying
just
blacks?
talking nonsense.
What? No,
yeah,
no, no. No, that's a fact. The fact is that if you're not if you're not of African descent and you've been here, always been here in the United States, you were reclassified as Negro, and Grandma said that you
Uh,
was from whatever tribe that you in,
hey,
and so therefore
Shaw.
you are
When
not
I mentioned
Black
Phyllis
American.
Wheatley,
You're
Shaw.
cosplaying Black Americans.
When I mentioned Phyllis Wheatley
She
calling
meant
herself an
people
American,
from
you
the Middle
disappeared.
East.
Oh no, I was here, and the
Now
question was
look
no,
up the
no,
letter
no. The
between Phyllis
question that
Wheatley
you didn't.
and the Countess of
I was
Huntington.
the
She
one
called
who
herself
looked it
an
up.
American.
I asked the
Look
question to when I AI Phyllis Wheatley.
look up her
I don't
letter to
care
the
about
Countess
her.
of
I
Huntington,
don't care about what
and
she
she
called
said she's
herself.
an American.
You didn't answer the question. Was she from
Phyllis
Africa?
Wheatley called
You
herself an
didn't
American in the
care.
1700s.
You're trying to obfuscate that point, that question that Dinah Samir asked you. You
Nobody
obfuscated
knows
that
where she's
and
from.
tried to come to some other point about her. I don't care
Nobody
about
knows
her
where she was
being
born,
American.
but
Whether
she
she
called
was
herself an
born
American.
in Africa, just like
She didn't
Nat
say
Turner's,
Africa.
just
She
like
didn't say
no,
Africa.
she was born in Senegal or Gambia. That's
She
in
didn't say
1752.
Senegal or
No,
Gambia. She didn't say none of that.
she didn't say nothing because she ain't answering the question or was asked the question. She wasn't asked the question, did she come from Africa? Just like Nat Turner's grandmother came
She has
from
a poem.
the
Akan
Phyllis Wheatley
people.
has a poem called
Just
"On
like,
Coming from Africa." In that poem, she say the savage lands that she came from.
I
She
don't
didn't
care
say
what
nothing
she
about no
said.
Africa.
That has
And
nothing
then
to do with the fact that she was
she
born in
mentioned the
Africa.
word Negro. She
He
said the
asked
Negro
you a
can be
question.
redeemed like the
Guinness
so-called
asked you
white
a
people
question and you
in
didn't
that poem she
answer.
wrote on
You
Coming from Africa.
obfuscated the question. And the reason why that's important that she comes from Africa, you know why it's important? Because y'all
No.
deny the fact that many of us come from
She said
that
she's an
most of
American.
us
She
come
ain't
from
said she come
Africa.
from
Has
Africa.
been exiled from his own land. He didn't say the Negro has been exiled from Africa, or he didn't say, man, y'all brainwashed, man.
They
Y'all
don't
just
believe
brain.
anything, man. I was talking here a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying America has stuff to do with Haiti. They told me no. They said was some Haitians over here, was who did it, who pays the guy. But I'm fair to believe the Black American Haitians who here with all the intelligence America have, all the intelligence that just slipped through the crack, that they pay some guys from this Spanish country to come to kill the president in Haiti. Somehow that slipped through the cracks with American, the best intelligence in the world, that slipped through
It
the
was from
cracks.
Colombia.
Yeah, the Colombian.
We know
So
that it didn't slip through the crack.
somehow some Haitian American pays some Colombians to go and assassinate the guy in Haiti, and that slipped through America. Nobody sees that coming. They didn't hear no
Hey,
phone call,
Barbalico.
nothing about it.
And Haitians
Let's
should be
let's make believe for a second that America is our indigenous homeland, right? Let's just hypothetically say Black Americans, this is our original homeland, just like Africa is Africa's original homeland. Do you think you're going to be blessed disrespecting us in our homeland?
Do you think you're going to be blessed disrespecting us in our homeland?
No, I don't take that, but nobody disrespect you guys, though.
Right.
Everybody that
But
has been destroyed.
Barbalico.
Everybody who ever disrespected us
Notice
in our homeland has been destroyed.
Barbalico, check this out. Notice the hypocrisy. Did the guy from Ghana, did he come to HBCU? Did he say anything bad about FBA?
No.
Exactly. So what is M talking about?
He came looking for respect that he didn't deserve.
Okay, so the other thing about Haitians being in the United States is the fact of the matter is that the United States and France, should be paying reparations to the Haitians.
Exactly.
And the reparations could be the fact that they're here now, living here, and getting TPS.
No, Haiti paying France reparations.
No, the United States went in 1914 and took all their gold and took it and started the Federal Reserve in 1950. But you know that history, don't you?
Yeah. And Clinton.
You know that. And then after that, they continue to destabilize and disrupt their governments the whole time, all the way until today. But you do know that history, don't you?
The Federal Reserve is
do you know that history, sir? Sir, do you know that history?
The Federal Reserve is independent from the United States.
Okay, again, they went in and took their gold in 1914. The United States Army went into Haiti and took their Federal Reserve, took their gold.
Who took Gaddafi gold? Who took all the gold Gaddafi?
Right. So he doesn't want to admit that. And this is why the Haitians should be left alone, and you should be quiet about the Haitians being in this country. And really anybody else.
Yeah, Haitians used to plant their own rice. Haiti used to plant their own rice, and the Clintons went and stopped them from planting their own rice. Everything that's happening in this world is because of these Europeans. It's a fact. But somehow these FBAs is not seeing that. They're seeing us as the enemy. Meanwhile,
Is that an FBA army in Haiti? What African armies over there in Haiti helping them out? I mean, like going against them?
And that's because of the United States.
Hold on. You say hold on. Let me answer. I want to answer the question. Hold on. Let me answer the question. You saying that what army over there? You're talking about at first it was the Kenyans. They left, and now it's the Chadians that's there right now.
Yeah, they got nothing to do with us. We just talking shit on the internet.
No, you know the United States is the one who brokered the deal. What are you talking about? Are you silly?
Black America did nothing to nobody.
Okay, so your government did it though. Because we talk about Biden and what Biden did and why there's a war. And now you're trying to say, well, we didn't do it.
Right.
You didn't do nothing because you ain't got no power. You ain't got no political power. You ain't got no economic power. So why
are you disrespecting us right now?
You don't have any economic power, and you don't, and
What is
you
that going to
should.
do? What you think that's going to get us? You going to get in a better position talking
I'm
down to us
saying
like
that
that?
to you because you keep talking like you have a say
And
so about the government, and you have
Talking disrespectfully to
and
us is
hold
not
on.
going to help you.
no. I'm
And how is
African
it?
American,
And
first
how
of
is it
all, so I can
disrespecting?
criticize my own people,
And
which
how
I
is
do.
it? No, but hold on.
Okay.
I even hear Black Americans say they didn't have no power. So are they disrespecting themselves? Black Americans be saying we don't have any economic power and stuff to do anything, just as the guy's saying. So how is he disrespecting you, M? When your own people says the same thing?
He's
And political
denigrating. He's
power too.
condescending. He's talking down.
And no, I'm not
How is that
talking
going to help
bad.
you?
I'm talking bad on you, your group, you
Talking
and
down about
the
us.
FBA group. That's what I'm talking bad on because
I'm
you
gonna tell
don't
you like this.
represent
I'm gonna tell
50
you like
million
this,
of us.
right?
You're a
Thomas
fringe
Jefferson
group.
has a
You're
book.
full of
Thomas Jefferson has
xenophobia.
a book, right?
You're full of
And
xenophobia, right?
in Thomas
About
Jefferson's book,
African
he feared
immigrants.
that God was going to destroy them for what they done to us, and it happened in the Civil War. We wiped them out. Everybody who ever
You wiped
disrespected
who
us or
out?
harmed us
I didn't hear him
You
was the
because
wiped
I was
white
who
man.
out?
talking.
You wiped who
The
out? You
white
wiped
man.
who out?
We
No, you
wiped the white
didn't.
man out.
No, you didn't. You
Who
living
won the
Where?
amongst
Civil
them
War?
now. You living
Where are
amongst
they
them
wiped
now.
out?
Who
You
won the
living
Civil
amongst them
War?
now.
That's a different breed. That came
The
from
other
Ellis
white
Island.
man is still running shit though.
They
They
running
came from
stuff
Ellis
Are you
now.
Island.
serious?
We wiped
They running
the
stuff
last
now.
batch of white people out, and then we got
Well,
our
and
freedom
who's
that
in
you
power
talking about.
now? And who's
Hold
in
on,
power
Shot.
now?
Hold on,
You
Shot.
telling
If you
us
wiped them
Now check
out,
it
this
was
out.
an African on this show telling
Shot.
us our
who's in
ancestors
Shot.
power
would be
right
rolling in their
now? If you
graves.
wiped them
I'm like,
out,
you had our ancestors in
Hey,
slavery.
Shot.
Why would they be upset
Hey,
about us being
Shah.
free?
Hey, Shah, check this out, right? So if you have all the power that you claim that you have, right? Why don't you go to the Pentagon and tell them to release the orders that they failed? If you have the power, right? Can you do that, M?
Release the artists. What are you talking about? What artists? What are you talking
Release.
about?
I said release the audits that they failed multiple times, or all the trillions of dollars that they got in the Pentagon. Why don't you go over there and audit them?
Why would I care about that?
right?
Why would I
Exactly. You
give a
don't
damn
care
about that?
about all the money that goes to the war defense instead of
Right.
it going to
Look.
your reparations.
I'm gonna tell you
We
like
don't
this,
care.
right? If you're a person from another country, it'd be in your best interest to respect the people in the country you go to.
Nobody's disrespecting us, African Americans. Nobody's
You, for
disrespecting
one,
us.
you are disrespecting us. You're a
Well,
traitor.
I am us,
You're
and
respecting
so I
yourself.
You're
can
a traitor.
criticize my own people, and I'm not disrespect. I'm
You're
talking about
Benedict
this fringe
Arnold.
group, of ignorant, ahistorical FBA people calling themselves FBA. I'm talking. That's you that think that they're not from Africa. They're Indians.
When I ever
That's
say I
you.
was FBA, I
That's
never said I was
okay.
FBA.
Well, that's
Oh,
a lot of the
so
conversation is
now he's moving the
right.
goalposts.
No, he is moving the goalpost. Are you of African descent?
I ain't telling you anything about where I'm
Okay.
from. I
Oh,
said
look
I
at
was from
that!
There you go.
Look at
Mississippi.
that!
There you go. You're not
Look
of
at that!
African
I
Look at that!
told
descent.
I
Look at that!
told
You're an
I
Indian.
told Dinus on this show that my father's from Mississippi, my mother's from Arkansas.
Are you
That's
of
all I know.
African
Are you?
descent?
So are you? Yep.
According
Yes,
to
sir.
me, I don't have any African descent.
Okay, so then you're not part of
According
the
to
group
what I
or
could
my
prove.
group. You're not part of
My
my group.
family
You're
did
part
my
of the
genealogy.
Indians.
My family did a genealogy, and they traced it to the 1500s in Maryland. Before they went to the Midwest, before they went to the South, they was in Maryland in the 1500s.
Okay, so
They
what does
haven't
that
found the
mean?
African.
All right,
And
so then
Phyllis Wheatley,
if you haven't found an
I
African,
tried to get somebody
and
to
when you
fact
look in
check.
the mirror,
Phyllis Wheatley
you
called
don't see an
herself.
African. When you
Listen,
look in the
listen.
mirror, do you see an African? When
Phyllis
you look in the
Wheatley,
mirror.
a
When you look in
poet,
the mirror, do you see an
the first
African, sir?
published black poet, said to the Countess of Huntington
When
that she's an
you look
American.
in the mirror, do you see an African?
I will tell
Hell
you this,
no.
y'all, since you like to fact check. Phyllis Wheatley told the Countess of Huntington that she's an American. Look that up.
You know what's so interesting?
He's
So
born in Africa.
if you heard what M said, he said he's not
She
African,
says
right?
she's an American.
So since so is M is not African, he can't get reparations because you have to be
I said
African descent to get reparations.
I haven't proved
Right.
anything about Africa.
He
But my
doesn't.
family were slaves. My family were slaves in America though, because my father's from Mississippi.
So then, if you don't have a DNA test, because a DNA test can also help to verify.
Slavery is not contingent on Africans because there's Africans that weren't slaves.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about you being of African
reparations is
descent.
contingent on the fact that your family were victims of the slave trade.
So hold on,
they are descendants of Africans in the chattel slavery.
Because there's Africans that participated in the slave
of
trade.
African chattel slave and chattel and slave.
Africans participated participated in the slave
African
trade.
is part of it.
How can Africa?
They
How
don't
come
care
being
about that.
African?
They don't
How
care
can
about that.
How can
They
having
don't care
African
about that
DNA
the Africans were
be
complicit in the
specific to
slave trade, sir.
reparations
You
when
care about
Africans
that.
were
They
partaking
don't
or
care about that.
perpetrators of slavery?
They don't care about Africans and their complicity in the African
And being
slave
a
trade.
slave
That's
doesn't
your
mean you're from Africa.
emotions. That's your emotion, sir. And you got a psychological issue that you
Just
and
because a
the group
person
of
was in
y'all
slavery
need
don't
to
mean that
deal
they
with.
came from
M,
Africa.
I gotta fact check you quick because you said that your family was from Maryland in the 1500s. Is that what you said?
That's what my family did the genealogy and found that.
But hold on. How was your family from Maryland if they didn't exist in the 1500s?
They was in Maryland in the 1500s.
You know Maryland did not exist in the 1500s. You aware of that, though, right?
I mean, whatever the state was called, that's what they say.
Whatever the state that is called.
My
So
family
you're
was in
indigenous.
Alabama
So
before it was Alabama.
Hold on. So if you're indigenous to the land, you should know what was the name before it was called Maryland.
That's what my sister found years ago. They traced it with
Hold
my.
on. So you don't know. So you don't know the name what it was before Maryland. If you're indigenous to the land.
They traced a family member from the region that's called Maryland today. From the 1500s, they got records.
What was the name before
What was their
it was
tribal
called
name?
Maryland? What was the
Whatever
tribal
it's
name?
called, I don't know what it was called. I know it's called Maryland right now.
You don't know
what
what
was you? Were you Nottoway Indian? Were you the Nottoway or what? What Indian were
I
you?
don't know. That's what they told me. They told me they found a relative from the 1500s.
Well, you know you're not African.
Nigerians just got
African. I told you my father's from Mississippi. What that?
Okay,
Mississippi
so
is in America.
in those time periods, people came directly from Africa in the 1500s. You had people coming.
Mississippi is in America.
I didn't
Mississippi is not
say
in
that.
Africa.
I didn't say that. I said in those times they were bringing Africans directly from Africa in the 1500s.
Look, I don't know nothing about what you said was going on.
If you say to me, I don't know about that, my people was in Mississippi, you sound ignorant. You sound
That's what I
like
know.
you're trolling. You're trolling. Actually, we know you're
If
trolling.
I tell you I'm from Africa, I'll
When
be
you
lying
look
to you
in the
because
mirror,
I don't
what
have
does your
anybody
phenotype say?
I don't have any family members
When
that
you
trace to
look
Africa.
in the mirror, what does your
It's okay
phenotype say?
to claim that you're from Africa. But if you got
You know you have a phenotype, right?
Oh,
The
that's the
phenotype
problem.
is what you look like.
Eyes. Every
So
creature has eyes
if your
and a nose
phenotype is
and
part of
ears.
your genetic makeup, if your phenotype
A
is,
dog has
when you
nose.
look in the mirror,
A
what
dog has
do
eyes.
you see?
When I look in the mirror, I see a face that's relative to every animal on earth.
You
Every
probably
creature has
look like
eyes, a nose,
you
ears,
probably
hair.
look like you're Akabundu from
It don't have nothing to
Mozambique.
do with being from Africa.
All right.
You gotta have eyes and a
Don't have
nose and a
nothing.
mouth.
Oh, nappy hair and big nose
Every
and
creature
big
has.
lips don't have nothing to do with Africa. We don't
Every
know
creature has lips.
the Africans.
They got fish. They got fish. They got lips like Africans. Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
sound silly. You're not. We don't take you serious because we know you're trolling. We know you're from Africa and you look like an African.
I don't know nothing about nobody
Stop
from
playing.
Africa.
Why do we, those of us who are FBA and we do acknowledge an African ancestor, at what point do we become just Black Americans? At what point do we have to stop identifying Africa?
When they stop taking the last Africans from Africa, so that would be the Catilda.
Just one at a time. Go ahead.
So when the Catilda was the last ship that they have record of coming from Africa. The Catilda came in 1860s, right? So I would say use that as a measure that as long as they were taking Africans, fresh Africans was coming over here. At the point they stopped coming over here is when you stop becoming African, because the possibility is that your ancestors could have came over on the Catilda. And
well, you got to show me evidence to that because I don't have any ancestors that I could trace to Africa.
Well, we're not talking about you though. We're just using that as a demarcation in time. We're using it as a demarcation in time because Africans were coming fresh from the continent, so we could use that as a measure of when we stop calling ourselves
now. Just because an African
we're not talking about now.
Don't mean I'm related to
We're talking about enslaved and went through the enslaved experience.
Listen, man, you got Africans that come to America right now.
We're not talking about right now. We're talking about historically.
You don't know what happened historically.
They didn't go through chattel slavery right now. We're talking about African Americans that went through the genesis of chattel slavery.
Do me a favor.
A genesis,
look,
historic genesis.
Do me a favor real quick. Look up Phyllis Wheatley's letter to the Countess of Huntington and read the first sentence.
Wheatley. No.
Read the first sentence.
I don't care.
Yeah, I have another question for you. As many foundational Black Americans, we have a white ancestor in our family tree.
And
If
you
we have
are an educator, and I'm surprised at the stuff that comes out of your mouth, my sister. The kinds of things that come out of your mouth. And you're a teacher.
Not deny that foundational Black Americans, many of them have a white ancestor in their
we all know we have admixture of three things: African, European, varying degrees of African, European, and Indian.
My question is this: if we have to recognize Africa, do we have to recognize that European ancestor?
We do. We recognize the Indian too. And the thing about it, though, is that we think that we're more Indian admixture than we are, because as we're beginning to find out through these statistics of people that are taking these DNA tests, that we only have 1 or 2%. My sister went and took a test. That's why I probably won't even take one. She's got 80% African and the 20% European, and the rest is some other shit. And then she's 2% Indian.
Man,
bullshit.
There is no
2%
such thing
Indian.
as African DNA.
Bullshit.
No, there is.
There is no such thing as
well,
African
when I say
DNA.
African,
No such thing.
When I'm saying African,
no such thing as African
sir,
DNA.
I'm saying she had Cameroonian, she had Congo, she had Senegal.
There's no DNA called Cameroonian.
So well, sir, there is, because they're what they have done is they measured her.
There's a haplogroup, and it's a coded number.
Sir,
it's not called Cameroon.
But there's two things. One is they're taking they have samples.
You have mitochondrial DNA.
Sir.
You have your Y chromosome.
They have reference panels of modern DNA from these different areas. They've got 30,000 reference panels from 30,000 from the Human Genome Project. They've got 30,000 alone, African ancestry DNA. And they test their DNA not through autosomal, through where the 5 generations is the test is only good for 5 to 7 generations. That's autosomal DNA. After that, you can't go any further back than that. They're using mitochondrial DNA from the woman and YTDNA from the man. So it's a very, very tiny amount of DNA, but it is very accurate about the DNA that goes in the line. Now, guess what? If you got a white great-grandmother somewhere, great-great-great-grandmother, it stops right there, because then it turns into, it will be European. But in cases when they're using
there is no European DNA haplogroup, because you have one called E1B1A, which is associated with so-called Africans.
That's Niger Congo.
E1B1B
we know
associated with white Europeans.
Right.
Identical haplogroup.
Sir,
two different people.
Sir, listen. What they're saying though is they take a region like in Cameroon.
None of it is called African.
Now listen. I said African, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
I said African. I said African, but the haploid group has a name. I said African, but I meant that they're my sister's
Mention
DNA.
A haplogroup.
Sir, you know what? It's okay, because hurt dogs.
Mention a haplogroup.
And hurt dogs holler, and that's what you're doing. You're being literal. You're being literal, and you know what I mean.
Right, exactly. Get the saliva from a dog and talk about it from Africa.
But the testing is becoming so specific that they're zeroing in on specific ethnic groups. They're being able to zero in on specific ethnic groups now. That is becoming so accurate.
Okay, here's my question.
Why do it say for entertainment purposes only?
We have, based upon genetics, if we have to identify as African, also,
but you don't have to identify as African. You can identify as whatever you want.
Asking a question, please.
Well, let me finish, because you were interrupting me talking, not let me say the shit I was trying to say.
You can babble. You ain't saying nothing.
No, I was making a point, but you said you mentioned something that was it was accurate, but it still does not give a nuance.
To science,
you weren't talking about nuance. I'm giving the nuance. I was trying to give the nuance about the point that I was making.
Can I ask my question? Okay, if we're going to use genetics to identify us either as African, can we equally say that if an FBA person has European ancestry, is it probably more appropriate to say that we are biracial
No.
rather than
No.
okay, and why
And
not?
because if you're 80%,
if we're just going by
right, you're 80% genetically from sub-Saharan African haploid groups. Okay, to be
Man, that's
specific,
so damn
80% of your DNA is from haploid groups from sub-Saharan Africa, and 20% of your DNA is from some haploid groups in Europe. And then you've got right. But now here's the other part about that though. The other part about that is that the African DNA is dominant
of 80%. Who gets to decide and say?
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you. The African genetics, is
there's no
dominant.
African genetics.
There's no
I just finished saying haploid groups from sub-Saharan Africa.
Man.
So the sub-Saharan African haploid groups, and in general, the ones that are closer to the source, the L haploid groups, LO, L1, L2, that would be either the Khoisan or the Twa people. Those are the oldest genetic haploid groups in the world.
That is not the oldest. The oldest is.
No, I'm talking about Homo sapiens, sir. I'm talking about Homo sapiens, sir.
Which was
Thank
found
you.
in
I'm talking about Homo sapiens, sir. I'm talking about Homo sapiens. I'm talking about Homo sapiens. Because even that Y DNA of that man.
200,000 years older than that Twa haplogroup you just mentioned.
No, sir, it is not. L haploid group is the
Albert
oldest.
Perry haplogroup
Sir,
is
his goes to
AOO.
Cameroon. And his goes to Cameroon. His is connected to the Cameroon.
It doesn't go to Cameroon. It goes to South Carolina. They
No,
did that,
no, they found out his haploid group is connected to. No, they found out that his haploid group is connected to ethnic groups,
years
to
older
haploid group, ethnic groups.
Cameroon.
Sir, I've had this argument several years ago. Like we had this argument years ago. His DNA is related to haploid groups, genetics in Cameroon.
He's the first that they discovered with that haplogroup,
and it's connected to Cameroonians.
And then they found some people in Cameroon.
It's connected to Cameroon, haploid groups in Cameroon.
They found that later on.
Well, but that's still the fact of the matter, and
He's the first.
Which means
from South Carolina.
Which means that those Cameroonian groups are also part of the Twa people. That's the same people.
There's 200, 300,000 years older than the Twa.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you this: the Twa
you're introducing something that is.
The Twa was renamed AO.
The Twa is older than 200,000. The Twa is older than 200,000 years. The Twa is older than 200,000 years.
200,000 years older.
No, not older. Not older than Twa. You 200,000 years.